This race is so fun.
Look at Raja Caruth pushing the issue.
These guys just know one speed. Look at this run by Raja down on the bottom.
There it is. Raja Caruth wins it at Las Vegas.
Just a great spirit. Such a good kid, and this is awesome.
And it was a night Raja Caruth will never forget getting that first career win. So what do you say, Brad? Want to dial up our defending race winner?
Let's do it. Raja, this is Brad Keselowski in the Fox Sports 1 booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. You got me?
Got you loud and clear, and we're all watching you today. We know you won this race last year. Hasn't been the start to the season you've wanted, but what's it going to take for you to turn it around here today in Las Vegas?
Yeah, for me, I think about something Josh Weiss texted me earlier. It's just being executing tonight and doing the little things right and not being ourselves. So, like you said, it's not the best start to the season, but yeah, just got to do our jobs, and I got to execute the little stuff, pit road, restarts, and not putting myself in a bad spot. But I feel good about our HenryCars.com Silverado, and hopefully we'll be in victory lane again tonight.
Well, thank you very much. We can't wait to watch you tonight. Have a great race, Raja.
Thanks, Brad. Thank you, everybody.
And what a great place this would be for Raja to turn things around. How about our defending series champion, Ty Majeski? Joey, let's dial him up.
Sure. Ty Majeski, Joey Logano up here in the FS1 booth. You got us?
Got you loud and clear.
All right, man. We've been talking about trucks that have picked downforce, some trucks that have picked no drag. You're starting 7th. To me, it looks like you're kind of middle of the road. How do you feel your truck's going to be tonight under the lights in race conditions?
I hope pretty good. Yeah, you said you kind of tell, the guys that are trimmed out, maybe progressive right rear spring guys who aren't. I feel good about our package, Joey. We had a great truck here last year, had a great shot to win, sped on pit road there in that last stage on that green flag pit stop. So hopefully we're in that same position, but don't make that same mistake again. So I feel good about our chances. Yeah, the Solar Sense Ford F-150 felt good practice, good traffic. So excited to see what we got tonight.
All right, well, you got that in car, so we're excited to watch it.
10-4, stay warm out there.
Oh, he doesn't have to worry about us staying warm tonight. It's everybody else out there. All right, boys, let's take a look at the Ecosave 200 starting grid. We talked about Corey Day starting on the pole for the first time. How about Tyler Ankrum? Great start for him.
Yeah, then here on road 2, we got Justin Haley. A lot of experience, good drafter. A lot of drafting's going to be coming in there. Next to Jake Garcia.
Row 3, Raja Caruth. We talked about him winning this race here last spring. Big breakthrough win for him. And Stuart Friesen, 2nd place in Atlanta in our last race.
Take a look back. Row number 4, Ty Majeski, just heard from him. And Gio Ruggiero in the 17. That's a driver to watch, just making his 3rd career start here tonight.
Yeah, Matt Crafton, you see there in row 6. There's a trucker that's looking to turn some stuff around this year.
I got my eyes on Lane Riggs. He's going to the rear of the field. But I think this is the truck to beat tonight, especially when we get to the final stage and the tires really come into effect. Look out for Lane.
Tony Breidinger back there in row number 14. And you see Frankie Muniz, row 15, running full-time this year. All right, let's say hello to our pit reporters covering all the action tonight, Todd Bodine and Josh Sims. Hello, Josh.
Well, Jamie, if you're looking for a truck to beat, look no further than Corey Heim and that 11 team. This is a guy that already has a win on the season. And by the way, we're coming to a 1.5-mile track, and he's won 2 of the last 1.5-mile races. And by the way, here at Vegas, never finished worse than 4th. Now, this team did have an issue with that 11 truck during practice. They diagnosed it, got it fixed, and then they were one of the fastest trucks after that. When I talked to Corey Heim earlier in the day, he said, look, this may not be our best 1.5-mile track, but I feel really good about what we got, and he's all smiles about coming here and finishing what he started here last year when he came in 3rd place. Todd?
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, race car drivers have a lot of things going on during the race that they have to deal with. They have to deal with the racetrack changing. They got to deal with tire fall off, their trucks changing, all these things going on, all the race car drivers. And tonight we can add one more thing to that list. They got to deal with Mother Nature. And it's not in the form of rain, it's in the form of wind. She has sent a front through this valley, and we have winds that are sustained about 21 miles an hour, and then we have gusts into the 30s. So 3 and 4 is going to be a handful for these drivers. We heard them talk about it in practice, how it was so different down there than 1 and 2 when you get that crosswind. So tonight, they're going to have to deal with that, and Mother Nature has not been friendly today. Jamie?
It has not. We had rain, even sleet in the Vegas Valley on Thursday. So it's certainly chilly. The good news is it's going to warm up as the weekend goes on. But these truckers, they have to deal with the wind. Joey, how about our race analysis for tonight?
Yeah, they got plenty to deal with outside of the weather. There you see the length, 134 laps, 201 miles. Stage lengths, you got the first stage, 30 laps. Second stage will be lap 60, another 30 laps. And then the final stage, this is when it's going to get interesting to me. You're going to have one set of tires left. When do you put them on in the final stage? That's going to be the big part. And then you see pit road speed, 45 mile an hour. Your fuel window, 60 laps, plus or minus in that area. Should be a good race.
All right, Brad, how about we take a look at our track description sponsored by Craftsman?
Yeah, 1.5 mile track. This is really the bread and butter of the circuit for the Craftsman Truck Series, and it's the first one of the year. 18 to 20 degrees of banking in the corners. Fairly long front stretch here. You're going to see that draft really come into effect, over 2,000 feet long, and these trucks get huge runs down the straightaway, causes 3 wide passing into turn 1. This will be a big factor in the race today.
Well, we have 3 onboard cameras tonight bringing you all the action. The 33 of Frankie Muniz. It's the Morgan and Muniz onboard. And Raja Karuth in the 71. Be fun to ride along with him. It was his night last year. He's hoping to find that magic once again in Las Vegas. And third and final onboard is the 98 of Ty Majeski for Ford Performance. Just love watching his onboard. He's so close to that wheel, so tight in there.
Very smooth driver.
So focused. It was his night to lose last year. He was certainly the best truck, had that pit road penalty. All right, let's listen to Corey Day's radio quick.
Be cool, calm, collected all night. Keep that thing clean here. Best set expectations right here, man. Did a really good job today practice qualifying. We'll run a solid top 5, top 10 all night. Be there at the end to capitalize, try and win this thing.
Easier said than done. Stay cool, calm, and collected, right?
Yes. He picked the top here for the start, Joey. That's an interesting pick.
Yeah, I want to see how this one plays out. You know, these trucks, for sure, when you're on the outside of somebody, they're going to get a little bit free. So
pace car is off. Corey Day in the outside. Tyler Ankrum on the inside. Jake Garcia. Justin Haley. Green flag is in the air. We are racing at Las Vegas. Dead heat into turn 1.
you see behind him, there's no real good pushes. And you see Justin Haley able to get a good run now. He's going to get the big push off of turn 2.
Yeah, these are team trucks for Spire Motorsports.
And Raja Karuth is another team truck for Spire right there in third. Great start for this team.
Yeah, Justin Haley, he did not wait. He said, I gave you a push to lead, but now it's my turn. Back to the inside, and we're going to be side by side for lap 1 for the lead.
We're told that the start is under review as Tyler Ankrum takes a peek to the inside, 3 wide into turn 1.
There's that big draft I was just talking about down the front stretch. You see 2 trucks get side by side. The third truck gets that big hole in the air, huge speed, momentum, and makes the pass for the lead for Tyler Ankrum.
So much movement. The start restarts at Las Vegas, just incredible.
The timing of when you make your move is key, right? To Brad's point, you don't want to be side by side down the straightaway if you can help it. You want to make the move. And Tyler Ankrum timed that perfectly into turn 1. He timed it to where he can clear him, get back up, and keep digging.
Start is good. Tyler Ankrum out front. Corey Day settles into second. Jake Garcia third. Look at Matt Crafton battling Stuart Friesen.
Gosh, the battles at the start of this. This is always one of my favorite races of the year, Jamie, just because this side-by-side race in here that the trucks put on at Las Vegas is phenomenal. This is what we're going to see all race long.
You could throw a blanket over these first 4 trucks. First 3 trucks as they start to use that draft. Tyler Ankrum sparking. Love these trucks under the lights as the sun has set.
You see him bottom out over the tunnel over in turn 1 and 2. That's pretty common, especially at the early part of the run.
Hearing Corey Day got a little bit of the wall. Let's see here.
Jack Wood, I think.
Check that, the 91 at Jack Wood.
Oh, got a little loose over that bump in turn 1 and 2.
That's a good save.
We haven't even had a chance to talk about the bumps, you guys. Between 1 and 2, Brad, you just mentioned it. Every year a little bit worse.
Yeah, every year a little bit worse, and you got to be so careful when you carry those big runs down into the corner with somebody right beside you. You get over the bump and the truck already gets a little bit loose, and you need all the real estate you can get. Sometimes there's just not enough room.
This battle for third. Teammates here for ThorSport.
So they're going to be side by side down the front straightaway. They got room behind them here, so now's the chance to make that move. But if there was a truck right behind them, they would draft right up on them and pass them.
Yeah, not only that, it's the timing of the side draft. You saw that side draft. Ty Majeski was able to get to the inside of Garcia and put his nose right on the left rear quarter and be able to put a bunch of air on that on the rear spoiler of Garcia and drag that truck back.
Yes.
And be able to time that into turn 1 to clear him.
This was what I was looking forward to. A lot of these good trucks mid to back of the pack. Corey Heim started 16th, already up 9 positions after just 6 laps.
And that's when, you know, we talked about downforce over drag, right? That's a downforce truck. We know that Corey Heim didn't qualify very well, and his reward should come in the race. On restarts, probably a little bit, but on the long run, as trucks have tires that fall off and start wearing out, and they have to lift more, Corey Heim in the trucks that didn't qualify so well should be starting to move forward at that moment. We're only 8 laps in, so I wouldn't assume that's happening yet.
Yeah, I think you're going to really see that come into effect in the final stage of this race, where the handling really plays out over those really long runs on the tires.
Riding on board with Ty Majeski.
See Corey Day every lap in 3 and 4, Joey, runs like a lane higher here, trying to get a little air on the nose.
And just a little bit. Should get a good run here off the top with a good push from Majeski.
Yeah, Majeski that last lap was almost 3/10 faster than the leaders, using that draft, but he's also got good handling by the looks of it.
You hear him just lifting a little bit. It's fun. He's going to get to the outside. Day get to the outside.
Corey Day started on the pole. It's a nose ahead.
Side drafts him back. He's not ready to give up this lead.
Oh, you see a little bit loose. Day got a little bit loose there on the outside.
And that tells me, Joey, that the 7 truck probably is trimmed out just a little bit.
Well, it qualified on the pole, so I would assume he's trimmed.
A fair bit, yeah.
But it's so important. If you got a truck that's trimmed out like Day has right now, you got to stay in the front. You want that clean air on the truck. As soon as that truck starts to fall backwards in 4th, 5th, 6th, every spot it gets further back, it's going to handle that much worse. So he has to fight to stay in the front.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because his other Spire Motorsports teammates that did not start at the pole, they've fallen back a little bit. Justin Haley's fallen back to 8th, and you're looking at his teammate Rajah Caruth fell back to 9th.
And he drove right to his outside again. That just shows the speed in that truck. To be able to have the speed into the corner, to roll to the outside of the leader like that. That truck's got a ton of straightaway speed.
Tyler Ankrum, just so impressive. Finished 2nd here a year ago. We're taking a look at the one. Ooh,
that's a big
hit.
Yeah, that's going to do a lot of damage.
Back up front, these are the first laps that Tyler Ankrum has ever led at Las Vegas.
He looks pretty good right now. Mark Hillman's got that truck dialed in as crew chief.
And you see the one of William there. He's coming down pit road. He's got a right front down probably. He's got a lot of damage. He hit the wall pretty hard.
In trouble for sure.
Yeah, you see that right side damage for William Sawalich. Guys, another driver on the move. We saw him in the picture, the 38 of Chandler Smith. Former winner here, drove for Kyle Busch Motorsports, won here in 22, moved up to the Xfinity Series the last 2 years, now back in the Truck Series full time. Up to 9th right now for the 38.
Yeah, and he's running lap times the same as the leader, so I would suspect he'll keep making passes here.
Guys, these stages are fast and furious. 30 laps in stage 1, and we've got 17 laps to go. Right now, Tyler Ankrum leads Corey Day from Las Vegas. Welcome back to the Ecosave 200, and the action is wild up front. New leader, Ty Majeski. It has been so fun watching these guys battle up front. Tyler Ankrum was the leader going to break, and then Corey Day put a move on him, and Majeski said, excuse me, coming through.
Yeah, Corey Day threw a couple haymakers there at Tyler Ankrum. We got to see this replay. There's a couple moves that happen all in succession here that have given Ty Majeski the lead. Here's the second one of the two, Joey, where you see Ty Majeski gets to the inside of Corey Day, grabs a small side draft coming in here to turn 3.
And right here is where I thought they were in trouble. You see Corey Day just pin it on his door like that. And Ty does a good job knowing that was going to happen. But it's a little bit of inexperience there. Corey Day's figuring it all out. And, you know, what better time to learn than early in the race to be ready to know what to do at the end of the race.
But really good battles up front here. Ty Majeski, with his experience and the way his truck's handling, they're going to have a tough time getting back in front of him before the stage is over.
Right, we talked about that truck qualified 7th, right? Ty Majeski I'm talking about.
One
so
flat, next best is a 16. Mark Sitterlim here. Tools as you need them. Going to have 3 lap trucks before the end of the stage. Gap is 6.
and he's actually driving away. So it tells me he's got a good mix of downforce and drag, right? He's got a little bit of both working for him. Right now what you want, Brad? Both. That's what you need. And you see it really showing up. He's the only truck that's got out to the lead that's actually driven away from second place.
And vice versa, if you look a little further back at Corey Day, he's lost the lead and his handling is really showing up. Now, last lap over a half a second slower than the leader, Ty Majeski. He's really struggling to keep this truck in the groove.
But that's why we see him fighting so hard. He knew that. He knows where his advantage was and where his disadvantage was. And as soon as you lose that clean air, you're in trouble if you have a truck like that.
Well, I think Corey Heim's going to have something to say about this with Ty Majeski. He's up to 4th, guys. Started this race 16th. 8 laps to go here in stage number 1. We've had 3 different leaders.
Yeah, Corey Heim is working his way up here. So is Stuart Friesen. Some good battles all the way across the racetrack.
Stuart Friesen moves his way into the top 5. What a race he had at Atlanta. So close. We'll take a look back. The last lap at Atlanta, the battle between Stuart Friesen and Kyle Busch. The white flag comes out. Stuart Friesen is the leader.
Yeah, and Kyle Busch just does a masterful job of timing his side draft just perfect here at the front stretch for the win. It's not far-fetched to say, Joey, we could have the same finish here today, the way these trucks are drafted today.
Yeah, you definitely can.
No Kyle Busch in the field this week. It's Corey Day who's running 3rd right now. Lap traffic for our leaders.
I'll tell you what, guys, we've been going for 25 laps now, and the racing hasn't calmed down at all. All the way through the pack. They're 2 wide, 3 wide, moving and all over the place. It's pretty fun.
The urgency is there, right? These races are short. 134 laps is all they have tonight to get it done. The first 2 stages, each 30 laps apiece.
You need these points for the championship at the end of the year. You want to get them stage points, but mostly you want to get the track position for the last run of the race.
And talking to the drivers in the garage this morning, the ones that trimmed it out a little bit, focused on qualifying, they made a good point. Said this is a short race. We want something to show for it in these stages, and it's going to be hard to race your way up into stage 1 to get some points in the top 10.
Well, not for Corey Heim. He figured it out. He got up in the top 4 from back there.
Got a caution out, guys, and I'm seeing, dare I say, it looks like there's some moisture on the window here.
Yeah, some light rain on the racetrack. I saw it on one of our cameras here just a second ago.
I didn't want to say it, but I saw it. Maybe no one will see it.
It's a little bit of rain in the desert.
Rain was not in the forecast for tonight, and I'm glad that Todd Bodine did the weather update, but that was not in the forecast. It was all about the wind, the colder temperatures. Hopefully this is just a quick pass through, and I believe it will be. Take a look at the Doppler forecast. Yeah, just kind of a little pop
up. Yeah.
Where are we? Are we really in the desert?
I don't
What
know.
do we deal with in the south?
It's pretty light green. Not that I'm a meteorologist at any point here.
We need
but
Larry Mack for this one, don't we?
hopefully it just passes through quickly. It's probably going to bring us to the end of the stage here. And most likely you see these truckers put on 4 fresh Goodyears and get back after it.
Pickers get a little extra time to be ready. Yeah, it doesn't look like the track is wet. It's just a really light shower at this time.
They're going to keep pit road closed until the end of the stage. So we're going to step aside as we remain under caution for a light sprinkle here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The UFL is back. Skip Holtz and the Birmingham Stallions are a spring dynasty and now chasing a 4th title. But the rest of the league, they're coming for the crown. The new season kicks off March 28th. That's only on Fox. Under caution here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where we got a little bit of a sprinkle in the desert. So we talked about the gentleman to my right when we came on camera, Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski. And all they seem to do is win, win, win when you come to Las Vegas. 7 wins between the two of them. How close have you guys been year after year?
Yeah, it's been a great track for both of us. You know, for me, I think, Joey, you and I are 2 of the people that can say we left Vegas with more money than we came here with. Like, we actually took money from Vegas.
That's good. I always say, it says the hardest place to get into in Las Vegas, all these, exclusive clubs. I say this place called Victory Lane in the middle of this racetrack is the toughest place to get into, and it's really great when you're able to achieve it. And this is a big race for a lot of different reasons. For me, Pennzoil 400 on Sunday. I do drive the Pennzoil Mustang. That's a pretty big deal. And then when you come back here in the fall, it's a huge race to get, and it has been, last year winning this race in the fall for our car. I mean, that was kind of the championship moment for us to lock into the race in Phoenix.
And I was impressed, Brad, your memory. You actually were recalling the races that Joey won here.
Yeah, I love this track. I love coming here. It's a fun place to race in a lot of ways, and it's great racing, as you can see here in the truck race.
It's definitely one of those tracks where it just takes everything to be successful, right? You got to have a car that can go fast on the straightaway. You need good horsepower. You need good downforce to get through the corners. You need to be able to absorb the bumps really well, so you need a good chassis setup. And then we've seen strategy all the time, come up into the play here. And it's a track you can move around, right? You can run the very bottom. The Cup cars, you'll see them up against the wall and everywhere in between. It's a really fun place to race.
It really aged well. When they repaved it in 06, it was not as great a track as it is now. As the track has aged in the desert here, it's got to where you can run all these grooves. And you see that here with the truck race, too.
Speaking of Las Vegas Motor Speedway, I want to give a shout out to Chris Powell. He's the president and general manager. End of an era, 26 years here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He is hanging it up. He'll retire. I'm sure he's going to be visiting the family, playing a lot of golf. And also Jeff Motley, vice president of communications at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, been there on just as long on this journey, and it's been such a pleasure working with them. This was my home track for many, many years, and we wish them both well.
Absolutely. It's your home track here, but what's the deal with the weather, Jamie? Come on.
I don't live here anymore, and I don't own the weather. Well, we just finished stage #1 officially. I mean, it's beautiful, Brad, but we don't need it over here at the track. So Ty Majeski picks up stage win #1 here. Tyler Ankrum and Corey Day. Let's listen to Ty talk about the weather.
BD on the windshield in 1 and 2.
Yeah, copy. Like I looked at the radar, it's all around. Radar, it's all around.
No doubt what we saw on the racetrack. He loved this truck in the long run. He knew it in practice, and it showed up in that run right there. He said at the end of that run, it was easy to run wide open once he got to the front. Josh?
Routine of Jake Garcia. He's dealing with a throttle that's sticking just a little bit. In addition to that, he's tight on the top on exit, so he wants help with that. As far as the 11 of Corey Heim, he's tight on the exit of turn 4. Otherwise, the balance is good in that truck, guys.
You saw the wheel spin. Oh, Matt Crafton so close to the 81. But these pit boxes, guys, Kevin Harvick said it the other day on our call. It's like ice skating.
Yeah, the boxes are really slick, and there's water on them right now. These guys did a good job of avoiding chaos.
We'll step aside. Stage #2 coming up next. Live from the Tokyo Dome, the greatest show in baseball makes his triumphant return home as Shohei Ohtani and the reigning champion Dodgers open the regular season against the Cubs. The Tokyo Series, that's Tuesday at 6 a.m. Eastern, live only on Fox. What a show that'll be in the Tokyo Dome. But this is bad news for Corey Heim. For the first time ever, he gets a speeding penalty in his 67th start. First time.
How about that for a stat?
Actually
the first time ever?
Yeah, that's actually pretty impressive.
Pretty good track record.
He's got a little bit of time to make up for it. He's going to have a little bit of time to think about it, I think, too.
Well, he put on a heck of a show in stage number 1. So we'll keep our eyes on that 11 as he'll have to drop to the back of the lead lap trucks.
Right now, he's going to have to drop to pit road. The whole field's being brought down pit road for a little stop, it looks like, as we wait out this weather.
What we thought was a light little sprinkle has continued as a light sprinkle.
Yeah, it's not a lot. And like even, I don't know, it depends on what radar you look at. My phone shows nothing. It shows we're good to go. So I like my radar, but I think reality shows it's just a little bit of water right now. Let's look at Fox's radar. See, this one's a little bit more legit, it looks like. And
they got that good TV radar money.
Yeah, and you see that?
We got the free app radars. They got the legit ones, Joey.
It's a big difference, apparently.
Oh.
You need to call your crew chiefs. You know they've got it dialed in.
Looked like there was snow not too far from here. Did you see the blue?
I did see that, yeah.
Is that freezing rain? Is that sleet? What is that?
We had sleet here last night about this time, blowing sideways. You never know what you're going to get in Las Vegas in March.
So these are interesting moments for competitors, right? You get a red flag in the middle of the race. It's like, all right, now I get a chance to really talk to my crew chief and tell him what the truck's really doing. Maybe I can, if I got one of those trucks that's all speed and no handling and I'm going to the back right now, I'm like, what'd you do? Why'd you do
why'd
this?
You think this was a good idea?
Yeah.
It is nice if you're able to get out. I always feel like a face-to-face conversation with your crew chief it's so much easier to explain what your truck's doing, because like you think about it, you're putting your feelings into words and you're trying to translate that to somebody else that like it's not sitting in the truck. It's really hard. Like that is the computer system inside the truck. That's the driver. There's the only person that can give the data back to try to make their truck better. So if you're able to get out and talk and use your hands and you have the reactions, and it just seems to
I
me
love,
like
I love how you're using your hands right now to tell this part of this story.
I'm Italian. You gotta use your hands a little bit to get it all working.
Well, Joey, no offense, but I really hope they don't give them the green light to get out of their trucks. Hopefully they just stay put. 100 laps still to go from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We wait this weather out. We'll get them going soon.
Saturday, catch all the on-track action from Vegas with the Cup Series at 1:30 p.m. Eastern on Prime and the NASCAR Xfinity Series at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on the CW.
Plenty more racing action coming to you from Las Vegas. Joey and Brad will qualify and practice a little bit tomorrow. But first, let's hear from one of our crew chiefs, Chandler Smith's crew chief. Todd?
Yeah, here John Leonard, new crew chief for Chandler Smith, both new to this team this year. John, Chandler was one of the guys that we were watching go to the front, picked up 9 spots. The truck looked really fast.
Yeah, we had a pretty good indication early in the year that this type of build was going to be really good. We knew we weren't going to qualify great, but we knew it was going to race really good. We've shown that here the first stage, going up 17 from 8th from 17th. I feel like we were really, really good. Probably top 2-3 truck there at the end, didn't fall off as much as a lot of people. So Chandler's really excited, and I think we'll keep going forward.
Well, yeah, you two are new to each other. You're new to this team, and what's impressed me so far this year is the finishes and how solid you guys have been every week. Is the communication just like right there already? Because we know how important that is between a crew chief and a driver.
Yeah, and building this thing, a month and a half ago, I knew Chandler from the KBM days, but I never really worked directly with him. Just him coming in and going, right? Like, you don't have a choice. It's we're all here to win races, and we're all here to do the best we can. And honestly, he's done everything that we've asked him for, and his experience has really led us. He can really pick up the whole organization. So it's been easy, man. It's like having a brother, and he's doing everything he can.
All right, John Leonard. Josh?
I'm over here with Kyle Larson, spent some time down here watching his guy Corey Day out here. So he went out, got the pole. I know you spoke very highly of him and what he can do out here in the series. So what have you seen from him so far?
Yeah, I think his truck's got a lot of speed. So, yeah, I thought that first run went well. I think, he's really inexperienced and definitely battling for the lead in one of these. So you could see it kind of showing in like the side drafting and stuff like that, and then being able to take lines away. Like, you got to lead. He probably, if he had more experience, would have been able to maintain it. But that's all stuff you learn, in the beginning. So it's fun to see that progression, and cool to see him run up front. He hasn't ran many pavement races, and I know how his personality is and how competitive he is. So he's probably wanted to do really well to this point, and finally tonight he's getting to show how good he is. So hopefully they can keep the Hinder Car Chevy up front, and it'd be nice to get a good run, and potentially win would be nice.
I know this rain isn't ideal, but you're supposed to race later on tonight. So is he. So how you feeling about your chances?
I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody over there, so we'll see. The rain obviously doesn't help. We're already going to have a late start, because we have to wait on the ambulance and stuff to get over there after they work here. So and we want to make sure the fans that are here can get over there to watch. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully this kind of passes through quickly and doesn't get the track over there too wet, which it's not raining hard, so it should be fine on that side of things. But it was already going to be a late start, so it's just sprint cars tonight too. So it should be once we get going, it'll be a pretty quick program. So I think we'll still get it in.
Any parting shots for Joey and Brad in the booth, or are you good?
They're professionals up there. I really enjoy listening to them in the booth. I was actually on my way back to the motorhome to go listen to those guys and see what they're having to say, and kind of see the race from a different angle. I was on the box listening to the radio, and it's hard to really gather much on there. So I was going to go watch the broadcast and see what kind of fun stuff they got planned up there.
Kyle's buttering you guys up, guys. I don't know.
Well, I think he should come up and give this a whirl sometime. What do you think?
Should. That's a great idea.
It's a good perspective up here, too. You can see a whole bunch.
Totally different perspective. Well, he was talking about the sprint car race tonight at the dirt track just outside this oval. It's the High Limit Racing Series that actually Kyle Larson owns. And Christopher Bell making his debut in this series. Ty Gibbs will be there. Corey Day talked about him. He was fastest last night, so he'll be pulling double duty. Hopefully they get to go tonight because they were rained out last night. So for all the fans, that's a pretty cool show they're going to put on. You guys ever tried that?
This is a great weekend for race fans, Jamie. Like, you can come here and see so many different things. It's always one of my favorite race weekends of the year. Not just because of the racetrack, but you can go down to Las Vegas to the Strip. You can go to the dirt races. You've got all 3 series in action. It's a great action-packed weekend.
Yeah, I think it's one of the busiest tracks I think that there is all year long. Like, we see the NASCAR series come here, but there's constantly something going on at this racetrack, at the facility, whether it's a drag strip out there, you brought up the dirt track. There's like road courses and stuff through here. There's a lot of really cool stuff here that not everybody gets to see. So we just see these weekends, but this place is busy all the time.
Have you guys ever gotten in a sprint car?
I have not.
I haven't either.
You know, I had one opportunity to do that, and Roger Penske, who I was driving for at the time, was pretty hard no. I imagine he's probably still the same for you, Joey.
Yeah, he's a hard no. And I sat in one, and my knees were all, I'm a pretty tall guy, and maybe the car that I sat in wasn't built for a tall guy. I don't know, but my knees were up in the dash pretty good, and I thought, man, if I wreck this thing, I don't think I have legs anymore. and I'm okay that he said no.
Yes.
I like to walk.
I do like watching those races, though. They're great racing. You know, it's interesting. We've talked a little bit about Corey Day, and we're seeing the Truck Series, Jamie, as a driver development series. And I think if you look at the last few years, there's kind of two pathways you're seeing. You're seeing the dirt guys, the Christopher Bell,
way.
Yeah,
the way we did it, right? The local asphalt
models,
short track. Yeah, late models, those type of cars that you come up in. So it seems like, I mean, I get this question all the time from parents with their kids and they're racing. What's the best way to do it? I'm like, these days, I don't know. Like, you can do whatever you feel like is best. I mean, no matter what, when you get to a mile and a half like we see here in Las Vegas, you can't do this anywhere else.
No.
Right, you can't do this when your local late models is guys driving sprint cars can't race anything on a mile and a half like this. You know, road courses are nothing like a mile and a half. So you got to just figure it out when you get here. But I couldn't imagine, you know, for me who hasn't raced much dirt in my career, dirt racing is a lot of times a complete opposite. The way you drive the car is, you know, a lot with your feet, but you're steering the back of the car with the throttle, and you're doing things that are just not conventional to what we're used to on asphalt. So I couldn't imagine transferring from one to the other. It's gonna take some time. There's a learning curve there for everybody, but that seems to me like one of the hardest jumps is going from dirt to asphalt.
Yes.
But once they get it, though, you see those guys, right? You brought up Reddick, you brought up Larson and Bell. These guys, they're fast every week. Once they figure out the asphalt stuff, they definitely have some great qualities that they're able to bring with them.
Yeah, well, it's been fun watching Corey Day today in his debut here at Las Vegas. So we're waiting on track drying as it continues. Let's check in again with Todd. Who'd you find, Todd?
Well, I got Doug George, Luke Fenhouse's crew chief. And Doug, my friend, you got to be excited to work with this young man. He's only got 4 starts in the Truck Series, 2 this year. And this year, you guys have been so solid, both races, Daytona and Atlanta. And tonight, his first time here at at Las Vegas, and he's passed 18 trucks to get to 8th place. You got to be on cloud 9 right now.
Well, Luke's just a natural talented driver, you know, and we are fighting some tight middle off kind of situations, so we made some changes there and doing a little pit strategy. But man, I mean, he's doing a good job. He's learning a lot. You know, he's solid. Yeah, we're happy with the results. I mean, we got a long way to go, you know, and God forbid, you know, we could get rid of some of this global warming we got here. Apparently, that ain't happening in Vegas. I can tell you that. It is so cold, but no, the Soda Sense Ford's been good. You know, we've been working on it. It's been tough, but we're getting some success out of it, and we're enjoying it.
You know, I don't want to call you old, but you're old. We're both old. We've been around a long time. You know, what do you got to do with this young man to keep this momentum going that you've got and keeping him calm behind the wheel like he seems to be naturally?
He's good. He's calm. I feel like he's a veteran, honestly, to be honest with you. Obviously, he's raced a lot, you know, and I don't really know him that well. So, you know, we're trying to get that relationship where I know how far we can go with certain things. I'm not quite there with him yet. We talked about that after qualifying. We're both a little disappointed with our overall speed, but I just know how far I can go yet with him, and obviously I need to just pull the trigger and get it done.
There you go. Luke Fenhouse on the rise with Doug George as the crew chief. Jamie?
And he is doing a great job. Started 26th. He's up to 8th. Fenhouse, one of those guys, just trying to make it. He's part-time. Doesn't know how many races he'll be in. But Duke Thorson, Thorsport Racing, giving him another shot. Third Wisconsin driver that's driven for Duke Thorson. He likes those boys.
Yeah.
Of course, Johnny Sauter was the first, and got Ty Majeski, and now Luke Fenhouse.
Well, they deliver results. You know, that's hard to not like that, right? Be interesting to see, you know, if he keeps running like this, if he gets a lot more races. That's the best way to do it, is to go out and run well, earn those races from car owners that are excited to put you in their vehicles.
So we're under a red flag for some sprinkles in the Las Vegas area. 100 laps still remaining in this race from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We'll wait it out with the drivers.
It turns out that our driver's only broadcast is a little unpredictable. I fed the baby.
It's a little surreal. I'm talking to Ryan Blaney.
Kevin Harvick is a psychopath.
Ricky, what are we going to do?
I wonder what those guys in the studio are doing.
Eating ice cream.
Hey, you guys don't have any Fox staff bringing you ice cream up there? I'm extremely embarrassed to wear this hat.
That was a horrible experience.
So, did anyone learn anything from this?
Nope. I'm relieved that this is over. I've never been more nervous in my whole life.
So many great moments. I think we were trying to remember back when Fox started doing this, and it was, I believe, 2017, and the different drivers that have been part of it. This is happening next week. Kevin Harvick will be right here in the booth doing play-by-play. Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski. You guys are like professionals at this point.
Yeah.
But then Austin Cindric and Carson Hocevar. Oh my gosh, these guys are so funny with a microphone. You gotta be ready for Austin's humor. He's like,
he's definitely
funny.
Yeah, he's witty and he's off the cuff, and you really don't know exactly where he's gonna go with things. It's very like you don't know.
Unscripted.
Yes.
Yes.
You're a little bit that way. You've grown out of it a little bit, Brad, but you were that way for a while.
Well, I taught it to Austin.
Yeah, I always say it's a two-car thing.
Ah.
When he drove the two, and it's a two-car thing.
You saying strange drivers drive the two cars? Yeah.
Colorful drivers.
Colorful
There you go.
drivers.
There you go.
Well, there's been
Funny.
some great moments. I tell you, that one, we went on Harvick's bus last year and just toilet papered the heck out of it, ate his food out of the fridge. That was a highlight for me. I thought he was
really
going to kill
mad.
me.
I thought he was really mad.
I thought he was going to kill us.
I thought it was great. See, I had the best deal being in the studio getting the ice cream, but I gave that up for Miami this year.
I always enjoyed it. I think it's fun. Usually, when you're up here, you have a professional, like we have Jamie with us. Like, we have a professional that kind of guides us and steers the ship so we don't get lost. And then they give us the reins. They're like, well,
just go.
Here you go. Well, what are we doing? They're counting down in your ear, and you're trying to, like, make it smooth. That's when you realize the true professionals are really good at their job. Is when they're able to guide the traffic, right? They're able to go from one thing to the next so seamlessly. That's really hard to do.
So
good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you guys are fantastic at it, and I hope that experience is what led you to want to do this with us all the time. And so happy to have you in the truck series.
Will you please guide us next week at Homestead from the background?
So you're saying you want me to be?
Yes, please help us.
I'll be in the booth. I'll be there for moral support, but
Yep.
it's going to be all about Kevin Harvick. So we're waiting for this little shower to pass. Our two pit reporters working hard. We have Josh Sims down there and Todd Bodine.
Are they eating ice cream?
I don't know. Todd, I'm sure you're not eating ice cream. You need a cup of hot coffee, my friend.
Absolutely. Some hot chocolate
Look how
would be
cold he
wonderful
is.
right now. Yeah, I got a little treat here. I got not only a driver, but I got his crew chief all at the same time. So Tyler Ankrum, you told me after practice, you told me the same thing after qualifying, you told me the same thing before the race. You were really excited about this because you thought you had a good piece.
Yeah, no, we were a little tight in practice, and I thought, honestly, once the sun went down, the clouds came, that the track would free up quite a bit, and it really didn't. With the track conditions being the way they are now, I'm sure with the jet dryers out there, we'll lose a little bit of rubber, and it'll free it up again. But I feel like right now our truck is set up perfectly for the third stage, and we came in and got a slight track bar adjustment just to really get me through the second stage, considering also we're going to put on our worst tires in the second stage. So I think we're going to be set up good. We just got to maintain our track position, make zero mistakes.
There you go. Got some experience there. And crew chief Mark Hillman. Now, Mark, this is starting your second full season with Tyler.
Yep.
And from the outside looking in as a racer, it seems like you guys have really got your communication, that you know what he needs to feel in his truck. What you need to get him in the truck. Am I right? Is that what it feels like?
Oh, 100%. So going into this season, we've talked about it all off season. There's races where we were in the top 5, finished out the race really good, ended the race where we needed to start the race. Just a product of learning where you need to be, what he needs in the truck, what I need to give him. This was a perfect example. We finished second here with a lot of speed at the end of the race, and we had this on our calendar to come back. And we came back, we tweaked on it a little bit, and I think we're really close again.
Well, there you go. I think we got a couple of guys here that are going to go out for some more wins this year and probably a title, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Josh?
Well, over here with Justin Haley, qualified well, started well in the race, so I know it's not ideal to have this rain going on right now, but how do you feel about the truck so far, and what's going through your mind is we hope to get back racing?
Yeah, I didn't know it was supposed to rain today, so didn't do my proper homework, but yeah, definitely interesting coming back to the truck series. Fired off a little bit too loose there. Thought I was going to go for the lead, but just got too loose, then we built neutral, so yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm jealous of my wife, Haley. She's in the motorhome staying warm in front of the fireplace, and we're out here in the rain. So maybe she can come out and join us. But yeah, I'm having fun. It's cool to get the call from Gamebridge and inspire everyone to build a fast truck and yeah, have some fun, no pressure, just kind of let loose.
What's it like coming out here to Vegas? Obviously, you've had success here, and you have some fun when you're out here in the truck. So what's the best part of all of this?
Yeah, it's just it's interesting getting back in the trucks after so long at a place like this, feeling the sidewall, the side force. I'm telling you, we corner so fast, I'm like worn out from the corner speeds in these trucks. So definitely interesting. Like I said, that's all I can keep saying. Like it's just, it's like I'm going to school again, relearning, because it's so different. It doesn't translate at all to the Cup cars. So yeah, just trying to figure it out as much as I can. But yeah, have a fast Chevy Silverado underneath me, and that's all you can ask for. And we'll just keep digging.
There you go. Appreciate your time. Stay warm, Justin. Jamie?
So Josh, you guys were talking about the weather. Show me behind you. What's the situation? Is it still sprinkling? Is it dry? What's it looking like?
Yeah, it's funny because I keep looking down and the ground looks fine below me, and I'm like, I think we're good. But if you look up kind of in the lights above me, you can still see it's sprinkling just a little bit. It's that annoying mist that won't go away, and we really, of course, want it to go away, but you can even see it on the cameras right now. So it hasn't stopped. It's less, I would say, but I mean, I don't know if that's ideal, if that's any better or not. So hopefully it stops, but this is not looking great. How's the radar looking up there?
Yeah, you could have just said it, Josh. You could have just said it stopped. Things are looking good. It's optimistic because, well, this radar does not look so good.
Yeah, the blue stuff is the interesting. I can't say I've seen blue before.
Well, it's chilly here. I don't know what the temperature has got to be. Somewhere around 50, maybe a little bit colder. But gosh, chilly night. It's windy, and now to add insult to injury, we have rain here that was not in the forecast all day. We watched the forecast. We were good. Yeah, did you guys catch that? Justin Haley's wife is named Haley, so it's Haley.
Isn't that amazing?
That's a great name.
That's the greatest name ever.
That's amazing.
Well, it's a shame the rain, because we have had some great racing, and when we get back going, I think it's just going to keep going. The quality of the racing. All these trucks have just got new tires. They're full gas, ready to start stage 2. Just need the weather to cooperate a little bit.
These guys get it.
Oh, yeah.
They get it. They were ready.
That actually looks like a lot of fun.
That looks like a place to be. Hey, the High Limit Racing, Kyle Larson's sprint car race, canceled for tonight because of the weather, so they're going to have to wait another day. That's two nights in a row. Absolutely.
These guys don't mind one bit, though.
They don't.
They're living their best life. That's part of the favorite part of going to NASCAR races, seeing the campers and going camping. What a great way.
There's a lot of them.
Yes.
Well, you know who's living his best life right now is the man with the microphone. Todd? What'd you find?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the best life. We're freezing down here a little bit.
We can tell.
All right? Come on now. Yeah, we got the fastest cat here tonight. Ty Majeski. Man, that looked like a lot of fun to drive.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cold out. The track's got a lot of grip. It takes a little bit, for, what your truck is going to do to show up, because it's masked by so much grip. And once we got 10 or 15 laps in, those guys kind of came back to me, and I was able to create some runs for the lead. So once I got out front, truck was great, pretty much wide open. So it's a lot of grip tonight with the cool temperatures. I'm from Wisconsin. It was like 70 degrees there today. Here we are getting rained on, snow in the mountains right over there. So hopefully we can keep the Soda Sense Ford F-150 up front. It looks good up there. Hopefully we can keep it there.
Yeah, it does. You've had some good races here in the past, but you haven't had that stellar success. I mean, and did you and Joe come back with basically the same type of truck you had last year, or have you worked on it a little bit?
Well, we're very similar package-wise. We had a great truck last year, swept the stages, and then that green flag pit stop I spent on pit road probably gave up a win. So even though the results don't show it, we've had really, really fast trucks here. So we've kind of came back with the same package the last 3 years, a couple small things to try and get a little bit better, and really happy with those changes. So hopefully we can get this thing in tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I seen Joe down there. He's got some snow tires put up on the wall. I don't know what that means, but this guy from Wisconsin, he can handle all that.
Goodness gracious, we didn't know that was coming, right? Well, Ty Majeski, it's been a good night so far. He's led 13 laps, and he won stage number 1. So we're eagerly awaiting as the track drying continues here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We have 100 laps remaining. We hope to get it going soon. And we're on hold here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for shower that has come through the valley. 100 laps still to go, and while track drying continues, we will step aside. Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Jamie Little, we will be with you as soon as we are ready to get going to finish the Ecosave 200. Right now, though, it's Best of Radioactive from Las Vegas.
Thanks for joining us for today's coverage of NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series racing. Due to weather in the area, today's race is currently delayed. NASCAR is evaluating the weather conditions and working to prepare the track. Until the track is ready for racing, please enjoy this recap from a previous Truck Series race. The regular season finale for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series is at Richmond Raceway. This 3/4-mile short track is one of the oldest tracks on the schedule, dating back to 1946. The track was later reconfigured in 1988 to the D-shaped oval that is raced on today. The long, sweeping front stretch and straight backstretch require drivers to approach each turn differently while managing their brakes and corner entry. The wide, sweeping corners provide multiple lanes to maneuver. However, the bottom lane is often the preferred way around this track. As the race progresses, drivers must maintain
just
Well, he's led a lot this year, though.
That's right, but not here. He's marking them off.
Every single race this year.
Yes, he has.
Led.
He's been incredible.
So fun to watch these kids right before our eyes, Phil, develop in the truck series. You know, you get to catch them in ARCA and on the short tracks, but when they come truck racing, you go, oh, there's contact.
Ben Rhodes just ahead of Corey Heim in the 11, and Daniel Dye is all over it.
I think Ben Rhodes got into Nick Sanchez.
Yeah. Nice pictures here from the 43 truck of Daniel. Corey Heim wasn't his normal self.
Ooh.
Wow, look at this action.
Sanchez sideways at the start-finish line. Here's that contact we were talking about.
Nick shut the door, and Ben said, I'm already in there, buddy.
I don't think Ben had any choice but to nudge him a little bit.
Come inside, let your pressures come up here.
There's another view of it from Daniel Dye's onboard.
You hear the spotter, he said, let your pressures come up here. Tire pressures, getting the tires, some heat in them is important. They start them as low as they can, so when they build up, they still have ultimate grip.
That was a battle for 8th. Corey Heim, the 11, just got by that 2 of Sanchez for the 8th spot.
I'm going to be really interested in, after watching practice earlier today and conditions changing so dramatically, where this 11 truck does go, because it wasn't a great practice earlier today, but he's got such a knack for getting it done when it matters.
See the 88 and Matt Crafton, and we talked about the playoffs looming here. This is the 9th year that we've had the playoff system. He has made all 8 years. 3-time champion. What a disappointment it would be to see him miss it. But right now he's on the outside looking in. 43 points back when we drop the green flag, Phil. But basically, if he can win this thing, that's all he needs to do.
Well, don't you think after all that many years and that many starts, we should grandfather him into the playoffs? And I don't mean that he's a grandfather. Don't get me wrong.
I was talking to Matt Crafton just ahead of this race, and he said, I have absolutely nothing to lose. It is win or bust for me. He said that he made the bad call in qualifying to put their team a little bit back in track position to kick off this race. But he said this season, it just simply won't stop bleeding. I hope that our favors turn around here tonight.
And you know, Phil, I would call Matt a bottom feeder. He really likes to eat the bottom of the racetrack, right on that yellow line. And if his truck will do that, he can pass a lot of trucks that way. And I think I'm seeing early in the going here that he is able to run extremely low. As you see a couple of trucks ahead of him there, Raja Caruth and Ty Dillon battling.
That's Connor Hall, the 91, making his Truck Series debut. He's the Cars Tour point leader this year. Looks like he's going to ease down there and maybe try to block the 88 of Matt Crafton.
Matt Crafton will say, I don't know who you are, but I'll show you that you don't do that to me too many times. Now that's cost Matt Crafton his momentum, and Mills is coming.
Both Matts.
That pair of Matts battling.
And we've got 3 Connors in the field. Connor Hall, you mentioned, making his debut. Really impressive earlier today. Started 21st, races in the Cars Series, the Cars Series champion, late model stock champ, but he wants to go truck racing. Doing a nice job so far in that 91 truck.
I think right now he's holding up Crafton. We talked about Crafton. Michael mentioned Crafton at the top of the show. Had a great run here last year. Same tires, same car, same trucks. So good opportunity for Crafton maybe to have good. How about that 7 truck of Zilish on the outside making passes? Brand new to this. 1 truck start to his career, and that was at Coda. And he sat on the pole, set a new track record, finished 4th.
And he went back to the front about 4 different times. I don't know how many trucks he passed. I think it was 50-something. Ended up finishing 4th that day, and he is coming through in that 7 truck on the outside to full head of steam.
I love the fact that that young driver was not afraid to try that second groove and see if there was some grip there, and I think he found some.
And I think it'll be interesting to see if he burns his tires off. We know how these things go away here at Richmond, and he's sliding sideways and eating up some fresh asphalt up there. We'll see if his tires can take it.
Meanwhile, back at Richmond Raceway here, Ty Majeski continues to lead over 2.5 seconds. Christian Eckes behind him, Grant Enfinger. Let's get an update on the Gray brothers. Josh.
Well, after Nick Sanchez and Rajat Group picked up their first career wins earlier this season, Taylor Gray was the next young guy in line to get that win, but it's been a tough stretch as of the last 6 races. He finished outside the top 10 in 5 of the last 6 races. He told me, we know the team has been struggling as of late. We've been working hard in the shop. We have been searching, but Richmond is a really good track for him. Finished inside the top 10 in the trucks last year. Earlier this year in the Xfinity Series, a 3rd place finish as well. So the team is very confident heading into tonight. He can lock up that playoff spot tonight, and right now, running in the 4th position. Amanda.
Josh, we talked about the brakes issue in qualifying that affected Tanner Gray and started him with a track position towards the rear of this grid. He has made up a couple of positions up until 23 right now, but I was talking to Tanner earlier today about sharing this journey with his brother Taylor, who is currently in the playoffs, and just how proud he was of Taylor for his growth in the Craftsman Truck Series. But towards the end of the conversation, their grandfather, Johnny Gray, spoke up and he said, just make sure that it is known that Tanner whips his little brother on the golf course.
Well, Amanda talked about Tanner Gray. He's back in 23rd. Let's listen in on the radio.
This is all I got. I'm loose. I have no rear grip. Copy, loose. The 35 is not a terrible lap. It's a top 10 capable lap.
And you know, the concern is getting lapped. I mean, he's only a couple of trucks ahead of our leader. That Majeski's just ripping through the field.
He needs a caution right now, really, within the next few laps.
There's 3 trucks between he and Majeski that he has cushion as Majeski battles those trucks, but there's still 28 laps left in this stage, so he's going to get lapped if the caution doesn't fly.
Yeah, that's Ty Dillon. He's chasing down the white truck on the outside.
Just listen to this. Listen to his foot. Listen how easy he is on the gas, and watch his hands. I mean, just squeezing that gas.
Like there's an egg below the throttle pedal, isn't it?
Ty Majeski, a lot of traffic around him, maneuvering his way.
Getting around the 77 of Chase Purdy. The 56 of Timmy Hill is next on the hit list for Ty Majeski.
And there's the 56. Beautiful red and black truck. There you see Dean Thompson. He's just up there. And then after Thompson, it's Gray.
So 45 laps into this first stage. Stage ends lap 70. Second stage ends at lap 140. And then 110 laps in the final stage to get us to 250 total laps for this evening.
Yeah, all those drivers like Tanner Gray are really happy that Ty Majeski got blocked in there by the lap truck of Keith McGee. See Timmy Hill doing his best to stay in front of that 98.
You know, I think our strategy is pretty straightforward in these first 2 stages, Phil. You run to the brake and get your tires. And if you're at home watching, you think, oh, the rest of it would be simple too, right? Wrong. When we go into that 3rd stage, these guys are going to flip the script and try to do something different than the folks leading.
If we get a green flag run in that 3rd stage like we did last year, I was talking to Jeff Hensley today, and he said, you will gain 13 seconds by stopping under green midway through that 3rd stage by the end of the race. 13 seconds. He said you might push it a couple laps later and not lose so much time, but 13 seconds would be the gain on the racetrack.
You know, a lot of times the calls back in the day would come from the seat of the pants of the crew chief. He would just have a feeling of what they needed to do. They have every move scienced out about how to go about attacking this race.
Let's listen in to Stuart Friesen's radio.
I have 0 straightaway speed. All I do is spin the tires up off. This is bad.
Not what you want to hear from Stuart Friesen, who's trying to battle his way into the playoffs.
And that's a truck just struggling to stay inside the top 20. You see just ahead of him there, Connor Hall, the 91. And then out back, Jake Garcia is closing in on Stuart Friesen.
And we were talking during commercial as we see a battle for 3rd. Taylor Gray, the 17, trying to get around the 9 of Grant Enfinger. That's how competitive this truck field is. It's hard to run in the top 20. You've got great trucks, so we have a great battle for that 3rd spot.
Nice move by Gray. He was able to get below Enfinger. Now he's going to get caught up behind Lawless Allen, but he's going to make that move as well. Good driving here for Taylor.
And Lane Riggs right there as well in a 38 truck. That is 3rd, 4th, and 5th on that inside line.
Caution is out here at Richmond Raceway for the first time, where Matt Mills went hard into the outside turn 3 wall. He brings it down pit road.
I've been watching Matt. He really had a pretty solid truck. Got by a lot of pretty good trucks. Got up into the, right around that 15th spot.
Looked like the right front was.
Yeah, without it, either broke something or cut down the right front, Michael. You're exactly right.
I think he had a flat right front.
Yeah.
Took him into the outside wall. Solid run here a year ago, too. Top 5 for Mills, so this is disappointing.
He was running right there with Connor Hall, and Connor Hall's in the 15th spot right there, so Matt was doing a nice job.
Now what do you do, Phil? I said we were going to run to the end of the stage, but now I think, I mean, depending on your point situation, how bad you need those stage points, that's will dictate who does what here.
Yeah, I think, gosh, we've lost over 2 seconds of lap time. So if you stay on the racetrack and say the top 10 stay on the racetrack and 11th comes in, he's probably going to win the stage. The guy in the left is probably going to win the stage because his truck will be so much faster with those new tires.
Green flag back in the air, 7 laps to go in stage number 1. Look at Grant Enfinger to the inside. There's Connor Zilich in the 7 trying to hang on those older tires.
3 wide around the top goes Eckes for the lead.
And Majeski has nothing to fight back with.
Grant Enfinger dives in on him. Here comes Lane
4
Riggs.
wide behind him.
Here comes Matt Crafton, high, wide, and handsome.
You said it, Michael. Nutty, all over the place.
Crazy. Ooh, contact between the 18 of Ankrum and Honeycutt.
Look at that, still 3 wide, just dropping like rocks.
Tyler Ankrum continues to fall back. One of those trucks that stayed out. Five to go now in stage number 1. Christian Eckes retakes the lead. Taylor Gray behind him, Grant Enfinger, Ben Rhodes, and Lane Riggs, your top 5.
And that's a long 5 laps for that 98 right there of Majeski and Ankrum and Zilich. A long 5 laps.
You look at that scoring pilot on the left side of your TV and you just see the names slipping all the way down.
Well, the only thing I can say positive is you know how important tires are, and they're going to have fresher tires when we go back racing after the end of these next 3 laps.
So you're saying there's a silver lining for those
if I'm Joe Shear, I'm selling the heck out of that. So you're going to go right back through them like they came through you, buddy.
Talked about Matt Crafton trying to race his way into the playoffs with the outside chance. Staying in the top 10 tonight, 7th right now.
Solid run, just like a year ago. See if he can get an adjustment, make this thing better yet.
We talked about Ty Majeski, restarted first, fell back now to 18th. Connor Zilich, 20th, and Tyler Ankrum just ahead of him in the 19th spot.
This is going to be huge for Taylor Gray, though. Remember, came in here. We said you could write his name in pen, and making it to the playoffs. He might be able to do it right here after this first stage.
And it might be the same for the regular season championship for that 19 truck. Get these stage points and put that out of reach. And now he can do what he said. I'm going to go focus on winning this championship.
Final lap is stage number 1. Does Taylor Gray have enough time to reel in Christian Eckes to get this stage win? Half a second separates these two. Green and white checker in the air for Christian Eckes as he picks up stage win number 1 tonight. And congratulations are in order for that man right there. Christian Eckes officially clinches the regular season championship. That means 15 extra bonus points he'll just put in the little briefcase and carry that on to the playoffs.
Yeah, he'll get a trophy, which is nice, but I think he wants those 15 playoff points more.
Green flag back in the air for stage number 2.
Another nice jump by Eckes. Good battle though for second with Grant Enfinger, the 9, trying to grab that second spot from Taylor Gray.
Yeah, Grant kind of faded in that first stage, but it looks like maybe the adjustments they made to that truck are paying off. He's strong right now. Look just behind Gray. There's Lane Riggs in that yellow truck.
He's a question mark to me. He's so good at this style of track. Been picking up the top 5s on the short tracks. This is 3/4 of a mile, and we expected top 5 from him.
Ben Rhodes is heating him up, though, in that 99 truck.
There's Corey Heim and Daniel Dye right behind them, side by side. Those 2 red trucks.
What a night for those two. We worried about Heim a little bit after practice. He's proven that he has a truck he can win with. And Daniel Dye, again, another solid run for the 43.
Yeah, you give Scott Zipadelli and Corey Heim a little bit of time to work on that truck, and they're going to make it better.
5-time winners already on the season. Corey Heim 6th now. Daniel Dye in the 43. Just his 2nd full-time year. Looking to make the playoffs. Just improving every race. He was just really impressed all of us, I think, at Nashville, and just the confidence that he carried in that race. Proving to himself he could do it.
That's right. Good battle right here between Sanchez in the 2 and Raja Caruth in the 71. Remember, these 2 drivers locked themselves in way early on in the season. Nick Sanchez as early as February when he won at Daytona.
Dillon was way behind early. He's made up that ground and in the top 10 now.
Oh, Ty Majeski. Look ahead how things have changed from stage 1 when he led all those laps. Now he's mired back in traffic.
You know, I think, oh, look at there, tire slide there for the 32 of Holmes. And there's a little bit of a tag from Majeski. I think if I'm Majeski, the veteran that he is, he's seen this mess before, Phil. I'm being patient. He knows these guys are just setting ducks when he can get the track clear to pass them. But right now, got to kind of take your time and don't heat up your tires. Just run some conservative laps, make it pass a time a lap, and get on your way. Connor Jones there in the 66 doing a great job tonight. He's up inside the top 10, battling there with Tyler Ankrum.
Connor's a part-time driver and dabbles in some other series as well. Never finished in the top 10, just outside the top 10, but trying to get it done here tonight as he has a battle with Tyler Ankrum, who's trying to take away that spot.
Both these drivers on the same strategy, both pitted on lap 73, so same number of laps on the tires for these two trucks.
As is the case for the truck just behind them. There you see the black truck, Connor Zilich. He's on the same strategy as well.
So we mentioned that Connor Zilich made the announcement last week. He'll be racing for Junior Motorsports full-time next year. He'll be in 4 Xfinity races coming up here in the next couple of months. He's got 4 more truck races planned. And if they can get some funding, they hope to race in the finale at Phoenix in the truck series. So
we'll run a handful of ARCA races. He's actually running for the championship in the ARCA Menards East Series. They have a couple of races to go. Those are combination races with the National Series. We've talked about the fact that we'll see him at Michigan next week in his first start ever on a big fast track.
I have a feeling his eyes are going to be wide open when he sees Michigan for the first time. Amanda, what are you hearing?
As you take a look at the 88th and 3-time NASCAR Craftsman Trucks champion of Matt Crafton, knows that he has a win or bust to get into this playoff and to keep that streak alive, but it's not without effort tonight. He's told the team that the truck is simply too tight in the middle. As I'm driving this, I'm starting to get brake shake. And then moving on for a quick update on Tanner Gray. He came into this race hoping to defend an opportunity to race in his first playoff ever. His team is telling him, keep your eyes forward. The goal is to get around the 33 of Lawless Allen so we can put ourselves in that lucky dog position. They are trying to battle back and grind through it, like Tanner said at the beginning of the race.
Wow, what a challenge it's been, though, for that truck of Gray. He just doesn't have anything he can work with. You see just ahead of him there is Dean Thompson in the 5. That's the first truck he needs to get by. Then Allen. And hopefully he does all that before somebody else gets lapped.
Yeah, the problem is right now Garcia and Sawalich are only a couple seconds ahead of our leader as we have a great battle for the lead. And they're trying to grab it.
Lap traffic right ahead of them. What do they do? Christian Eck is trying to hang on to it. He goes to the outside. Grant Enfinger to the inside. Look at this battle. Grant Enfinger in the 9 truck trying to lead for the first time here tonight at Richmond. Meanwhile, Taylor Gray back there in the 17, that orange and white truck, he's trying to get a sniff. He says, you guys stay side by side. I want a piece of this action.
How about that? Lap 115, three-way battle for the lead.
25 laps to go in stage number 2. Christian Eck has picked up stage 1. And Grant Enfinger pick up stage 2. Truck's getting better as we run, guys.
Yeah, Eka slid really wide there. Enfinger is able to take advantage.
Some nice battles all over the place. This is the battle right here, heating up for 10th. Connor Zilic has it. 98 of Ty Majeski wants it.
I thought Majeski was going to get by the 7 of Zilic, but it hasn't happened. Again, I think just an incredible amount of patience that Majeski has shown with this 98 truck. Obviously had the penalty. Ooh, is that a little four-wheel slide?
I would say there's a whole lot of four-wheel slide by Zilic.
And we welcome you back to the Ecosave 200 live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And yes, the rain has moved out. The track is officially dry. And we appreciate you hanging out there with us. Didn't expect that rain for sure, but I know I've had a good time with you guys. Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Jamie Little here in the booth, Josh Sims, Todd Bodine, freezing on pit road, but doing a great job bringing us the stories. So this is the deal. We have 100 laps to go. Red flag has been lifted back to caution. So boys, what do these drivers do now? They were all heated up, got to the end of stage 1. The rain comes. Now they've been out of the trucks for 45 minutes, and now they got to get back and ready to go.
I think it's kind of nice sometimes to get out of the car, the truck halfway through, or in this case, only 34 laps in. But you got one run to look at, sit down and talk to your crew chief about all the different things that you were fighting with your truck and the things you want to make better, and maybe come up with a game plan on how you can make it better to finish well at the end of this one.
Get a little coaching from your crew chief, your spotter.
So this will be the first time tonight we see the choose.
Probably something they got coached on right before. Like,
had a little extra time, right?
A little extra time to think about it. Interesting to see what lanes get picked here.
Ben Rhodes to the inside. You see Tyler Ankrum go to the outside.
Yeah, you see the top's a little bit preferred here. Yep, it's a little indecisiveness there. And that's, the spotters are counting the cars. And that's where it gets really tricky to be able to do, is that the spotters counting how many trucks go to the bottom and then how many are at the top, and they're trying to make sure they're in the shortest lane. It's really, really hard to do.
Guys, the 88 of Matt Crafton. Penalty for unapproved adjustment, dropping to the rear. Let's listen.
What corner did we adjust on allegedly?
I don't know. It's always some fuzzy picture trying to say somebody's reaching in the hood. I don't know. I'd love to see that pass in the court of law.
Well, we know how the team feels about it.
Yeah.
Maybe not seeing it the same way that NASCAR sees it.
Yeah.
So he'll drop to the tail end of the lead lap trucks. Also, before we went to red, the 11 and 2, Stephen Malazzi, and of course the 11 of Corey Heim, both speeding on pit road. So Corey Heim, who had made up all that ground, raced up into the top 5, now will drop down. Trying to see where he's going to restart here. They're going to add a lap here before we go green once again. And another one, too, I was looking at is Gio Ruggiero in the 17 truck. He was up there battling in the top 10. Poor pit stop, fell back. So Meyer shows 24th right now for the 17. There he is.
Yeah, the field is definitely mixed up here, Jamie, to your point. And this will be a shorter stage than the first stage because they burned some laps under yellow. So it's only end up being about 21, 22 lap stage when they do go green.
Yeah, we talked about how fast and furious this race is, and then the rain came, but now it's on. It was a great race before the rain, and now we get to have about 95 laps still coming. We're talking about great racing at Las Vegas. How about this Sunday? The NASCAR Cup Series heats up right here in the desert. Hopefully it'll heat up, where Christopher Bell will look to hold off the pack and capture his 4th consecutive checkered flag. The pre-race kicks things off at 2 Eastern with the green flag flying at 3:30. That's only on FS1. There's Joey, 4-time winner here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But Christopher Bell he's on a tear right now, doing something we don't see very often in this sport.
Yeah, I'm kind of sick of it. I think he needs to stop doing that. And hopefully we can stop him this weekend. I don't like hearing all that.
Well, this is one of his best racetracks. He's got a couple of really good tracks coming up for him, so he'll have a great shot at it. Not what Joey wanted to hear.
No, I wouldn't think it's what you want to hear.
No, definitely
either.
not what I want to hear. Yeah, well, it actually makes it fun. It's something extra to race for.
So Ben Rhodes, first time we've seen him up front tonight. Tyler Ankram's been so good. He's led the most laps, 14 and maybe counting.
Yeah, Ben Rhodes had an excellent pit stop there to get to the lead.
Yeah, the team got it done on that first and only stop that we have seen tonight. 55 minutes of red flag, and we are ready to go. As the drivers approach the Echo Park Automotive restart zone, Ben Rhodes, Tyler Ankram, green flag back in the air. Great launch.
Much tighter restart. You see a lot of pushing here, Joey.
A lot of stacking. Everyone trying to time the restart there in the zone, and in the back of the pack, everyone kind of missed the timing.
Really spread out, to your point, Joey. So often these restarts are on fire, just 3 and 4 wide. See them all shuffling there.
Oh, Tyler Ankram making an aggressive move to the middle. And then the bottom to clear for the lead here on Ben Rhodes.
That was a great move. He got that push down that back straightaway and took that run. Kind of made a hole to get in there.
Justin Haley in the 07 truck falling back just a little bit. But Corey Day in the 7, talking about him. Kyle Larson has been down on pit road watching the driver who he's mentored in many ways. And he told us he was going back to his coach to sit there and listen to what you two gentlemen have to say about this.
There we see Ty Majeski underneath Day right now. Ty, we've seen how fast his truck is. Lost a little track position on the pit stops. Look for him
side by side.
Holy
big side draft. Oh, bent the side on the 98 truck, it looks like.
What is this like for Corey Day? First time on a 1.5 miles like this, just what the air is doing and what he's dealing with around other trucks.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in a very challenging environment right now where, you know, I don't know if his truck handles the best, but it's one of the fastest, and he's trying to make some big moves here, and it's a big steep learning curve.
All these big loose moment there for the 75. I believe it's the 75 truck.
Looked like
Dawson Sutton maybe the 26.
Yes, Dawson Sutton in the 26 got real sideways. Nice save for him.
And Ty Majeski has not had the sequence here that he wants here. One of the trucks to beat. We saw that contact just a second ago with Corey Day. Restart on the bottom lane has kind of got all jumbled up here.
You know, we remember how good Ty Majeski's truck was handling. Now that it's cooler, all these trucks are handling really well.
Good point.
And here's Corey Heim. Remember, he was in the back not too long ago?
Working his way back up to the front.
Corey Heim up to 17th.
I think he would like to see passing points in this race.
Yes, he would. He got his first ever speeding penalty on that pit stop after the end of stage 1. Corey Day's got a fast race truck. Stuart Friesen, though, in the 52 has something to say about it. Yeah.
Off of turn 4 there, you saw Stuart Friesen really have to correct the truck for the backsliding out.
You know, sliding up into the wake. When you follow into another vehicle's wake on the exit of turn 4, especially when there's one behind you as well, boy, you can lose control very easily.
A lot of dancing with that aerodynamics on the truck when they're all turbulent and upset. It's kind of like being on a boat behind another boat.
It's not good.
Not good. It'll shake you all around.
Guys, the truck in front of these drivers right here, he was just in the shot, the 38. Chandler Smith is on a move. Third right now.
Big move. Oh, I thought he was going to go for it 3 wide.
Jake Garcia took a look underneath Justin Haley there.
That was pretty late to try it.
Yeah, he thought a little better. Like, you know, we still got a lot of racing left to do here. Maybe only 15 or 16 laps left in the stage, but still a lot of laps left in the race, about 90 laps.
So you just see it right there in that 7 truck down the back straightaway. The amount of speed he's got down that back straightaway, and really broke that side draft that Justin Haley was trying to put on the left rear quarter panel there. That just shows that truck's got so much straightaway speed, but he's got to hold on to it.
Great battle in the top 10 right here. Justin Haley in the 7th position, but it's all about Tyler Ankram. Ben Rhodes battling up front. We're going to step aside, but you won't miss a thing. We'll go side by side. Welcome back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Tyler Ankrum continues to lead as Chandler Smith is on the move in second. Ben Rhodes in third, Stuart Friesen and Jake Garcia top 5. Now, if you're looking for Live Golf, you can find that tournament over on FS2 or on the Fox Sports app. That's starting now.
Tell you what's starting now is Chandler Smith heating up. He is making a run for the front. Up to second. Love the way his truck was handling when we were watching him in our box here just a second ago.
Look at Corey Heim just slicing and dicing once again. He's had to do it once tonight so far. Now he's all the way up to 8th.
You got room to work here.
You can see just the speed he's able to carry through the corner, and then he's able to kind of continue that down the straightaway. But most of Corey's speed is coming from the corner, which isn't surprising, right? We talk about the downforce versus drag trucks. He didn't qualify well. He's got that downforce in it.
Plus 16 on the restart. Always makes you feel good.
See those biggest movers since the restart. Corey Heim up 16th. In fact, he's gained 39 positions since the start of this race. Trying to pick up his 40th position right here over Corey Day.
Yeah, the handling is going away on those trucks again. A little faster this time. Maybe that's because of the track not having as much rubber on it. I'm not quite sure, Joey, but you could see the trucks that are trimmed for speed are starting to struggle.
Yeah, it's been a pretty short run, too. They all started with 4 tires on it, and the track being a little bit cooler. Kind of expected those trucks that were trimmed out to be able to hang a little bit better.
Guys, we talked about Ty Majeski fast early on, won the first stage, but he is faded. He's back to 11th. There's some contact earlier.
He definitely got some damage here, side drafting with the 7 truck of Corey Day. And you can see the right side door is bent right behind the door number, kind of right above the exhaust area on his truck. We're right on board with him when this happened.
Yeah, and you may think that's not much, but the right side of these trucks are super sensitive.
Critical.
They're relying so much on that area for downforce and side force. It's a lot different, right? In a Cup car, you know, the bodies are a lot different. We're not relying on the side force as much, and their bodies are a lot tougher than these trucks are.
This is still a steel side series, right? So the sides on these trucks, and you can see it's kind of got a little wicker right there, but right in front of the right rear tire, and
that big dent above it, yeah. That's definitely hurting it, and to show how much, right? That was the best truck on the racetrack at the end of the first stage.
Yep.
He's running 11th now, just with that little bit of damage.
Not to mention, they're turning lap times about 176, 177 miles per hour around this place. And speaking of, Ty Majeski, fastest lap tonight, 178.4. Remember, this year, NASCAR awarding that extra point for the fastest lap of the race.
I think he wants more than that point, though, Jamie. I think he wants to get this truck back handling well.
Yes, he does. And, you know, last year he swept the first 2 stages. Doesn't look like that's going to happen as we only have 4 laps to go here in stage number 2. Chandler Smith is on the move. Back in the Truck Series, new team for him, Front Row Motorsports.
Corey Heim on the move like we were talking, up to 6 now. Look how he just ran the bottom with so much speed right there. It didn't even look like he had to lift off the throttle. Just really yarded all the trucks around him right there.
Yeah, he made it look easy. It shows how much speed he's got. Look, he can just put it right down there on the bottom.
Yeah, it won't be long to be hunting for 5th here.
That's fun to drive. When you got a truck like that you can just carve the bottom, stay right on the paint, and watch those trucks in front of you and not be able to do it.
Let's get an update on Ben Rhodes in 4th, Todd.
Yeah, Jamie, found out why or how Ben Rhodes got that track position for the stage after the stage break. They only took 2 tires on that stage break, and Ben is paying the price right now. He just came on the radio and said, this thing is plowing tight.
Well, good news for Ben. He only has 2 laps to hang on. He'll pick up some valuable points here at the end of this stage, and that was probably a good gamble.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if the price you're paying is just going back to 4th, maybe 5th, yeah, I'd take that all day long.
Final lap of stage number 2. It happens fast at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, Stuart Friesen is able to hang along with this group too, so he's got a fast truck.
All that said, Don't count out what Tyler Ankrum has done. He's ran really well in both stages. It looks like he's going to win this second stage. And he's got a fast truck. He made the pass for the lead on the restart both times.
And he does it. Tyler Ankrum wins stage number 2. Chandler Smith second. Stuart Friesen, great job hanging in third. Corey Heim up to 4th. Ben Rhodes rounds out the top 5. Tyler Ankrum's first stage win since May of last year at North Wilkesboro. He gets it done here. The third and final stage is coming up next. Welcome back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. 72 laps to go, 62 laps in the books. Tyler Ankrum picked up stage win. Stage number 2, pits are officially open. This will be the second time we see drivers come down pit road to get some tires, make some adjustments, see if anybody's willing to gamble. We saw the 99 of Ben Rhodes opted to take right sides only on the last stop. They're headed your way, Todd Bodine.
52, Stuart Friesen, pretty happy with his truck. Said he just needs a little lateral grip in the back of the truck, and he's got something for him. But the quote of the night is the 38 of Chandler Smith. He said, "We are one adjustment from being in a different zip code." Josh?
For the 11 of Corey Heim, had to overcome that speeding penalty on pit road, but he's happy with that truck. Was no changes with it. And the 07 of Justin Henley fired off loose at the start of the race. Much better balance during that last run. No adjustments for him. Just 4 tires and fuel.
Mixed bag, some adjustments, some no adjustments. How about that quote from 38 of Chandler Smith? One adjustment away from being in a different zip code, guys. He worked his way up to second before that.
Corey Heim with a big stop, getting out first.
Wow, that's impressive.
Good catch. 4 tires, up 4 positions. Stuart Friesen gained 2. At 38, lost 1 spot there on that round of stops. Third and final coming up. Welcome back to the Ecosave 200 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we get ready to start the third and final stage of the night. Now earlier we talked about the 88 had a penalty. NASCAR had photographed them doing something illegally during the red flag. We have found video and we will show that. Brad, break it down for us.
Yeah, Joey's going to help me with the prompter, but here's what I want you to look at. I want you to look at this guy right here, right at the hood of the car. He's going to lean in. He's going to open this hood flap right here. And when he does so, he makes some kind of adjustment. We couldn't quite tell what it was, right as the officials walk away. And that's what NASCAR saw that they didn't like. Now, we don't know what he adjusted, but this is in violation of NASCAR's rule that you cannot work on the truck under red flag. And so that's what NASCAR called. So now you know the full story.
Now you know the full story, both sides. We heard the radio, so now you saw the video. So he restarted at the tail end.
So kudos to NASCAR for posting that so that we could share it. Thank you, Mike Ford at NASCAR.
Matt Crafton shown in the 21st spot right now. Let's get an update on the 99 and Ben Rhodes. Seemed like they struggled on that stop a little bit, Todd.
Yeah, Jamie, we saw Ben backing up there, and we told you that they only took right side tires. Well, this is the left front off of their tire, off their truck. A little bit of cords showing, and guys in the booth can explain what it's like to try to drive a truck that have its tire like that.
Yeah, so you see these cords right on the inside edge of the tire all the way through here. Joey's getting really good at this prompter.
I like it.
And those cords are bad. That means the tire is completely worn out. And, you know, when your tire is no longer on rubber, it's on the cords, doesn't have as much grip, and you slow down through the corners. So taking 2 tires will cause that. Did not put left side tires on. Speeds up the pit stop, and that's kind of the gamble you take, Joey.
Well, the other gamble, too, that you be careful of is it blowing out.
Yes.
Right? You can only run on the cords for so long before it's just not going to hold air anymore.
I think they timed that one just about perfect.
And, I mean, you'd say, how did they know that it would make it that long? I don't think they did, right? They only ran 20-something laps in practice. How do you know your left sides would make it that far? It's just a gamble sometimes you take in Vegas.
You see the stage points for tonight. The 99, hey, they took the gamble, got some valuable points. 6 on the night so far, but Tyler Ankrum really maximizing his time so far with 19.
I'm really interested to see how Tyler Ankrum does on this restart. He's had 2 great restarts as a whole, but those have been from the first 2 rows. Now he's back in this, 4th row on the outside, kind of restarting P8. I'm curious if he can make those same moves and get to the lead here. You heard Chandler Smith talk about his truck, and I agreed. He looked really fast. Teammate to Lane Riggs, I thought that was going to be the truck to beat was Lane Riggs, but Chandler Smith right now, if they got that adjustment just right, he's going to be really tough. Because remember, too, guys, this is the longer stage. So we're going to go green here with about 66 laps to go, and handling is going to be a big factor.
Well, real quick, they just added a lap because we have a lot of penalties. The 66 of Luke Fenhouse, too many men over the wall. The 45 of Caden Honeycutt, pit entrance violation. The 71 of Raja Carutha, safety violation. Safety violation for the 17 of Gio Ruggiero. And the 1 and 26, improper fueling. And the 22, Josh Rayom, tire violation. So a lot to sort out there, dropping to the tail end. So
that's like a record amount of, I think, pit penalties in one stop. But, NASCAR right now has their digital officiating system, so it captures all of this, as you might be able to tell by the video we showed a little bit earlier.
Absolutely. There's eyes
very
watching
thorough.
Everything, and very thorough. So, guys, don't look now, but look who's at the top of the board. After it all shakes out, Corey Heim on top with Stuart Friesen on the inside. Todd?
Yeah, the 66 Lou Fenhouse had to come back down pit road. They had a problem on their initial pit stop with getting the fuel in the truck. Came back down pit road and still had a problem, even trying to take their time. That's why they had too many men over the wall.
Thank you, Todd. And hey, just an update, there is still rain in the area, and we now have made this an official race. If the rain were to come and continue for quite some time, we've made it to the end of stage number 2, so it would be deemed official.
Well, these guys, they want to race. They do not want to end it under yellow here. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. Another lap has been added. Some really light sprinkles right now.
Yeah, you said it, really light right now. Just enough for NASCAR to be a little bit cautious and say, hey, let's pace them for another lap.
Boy.
Oh, that's not light anymore.
Oh, that looked it looks a little different than what it looks like out our window right now.
It does. I just cannot believe this. All day, this was not in the forecast that anybody had seen. It was a pop-up in the desert, and now another pop-up. Let's hear some radio from Corey Day about the rain.
I mean, it's like raining back here. I don't know what we're doing. Looks like it's already changing colors, too.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's Brian Pattia's crew chief, I believe, talking to Corey Day.
And this is why, we talk about pit crews in NASCAR all the time. And this is a perfect example of how a pit crew can win your race. Corey Heim came onto pit road 4th, came out in the lead. If this rain continues and we don't get to finish the rest of this race, that might be the win from his pit crew. So I'm sure they're really excited about that on pit road. But pit road, very, very important place.
It's a great point. Corey Hyman's been getting it done on the track, overcoming obstacles. Pit crew getting it done. He's out front now as the rain falls. Just a look back at Daytona, first race of the year. Looked like it was all Parker Kligerman. Out front, crosses the finish line, gets the flag, plants it in the grass. But afterwards, he failed post-race inspection. The win was given to Corey Heim, who finished second in that race. So he does have that win sticker. And now he sits in P1 as the rain falls here at Las Vegas. We have 65 laps to go. The red flag is out. If the rain continues and NASCAR deems that we could not get to the end of the race in a reasonable time, it would be official.
The rain has gotten lighter. Oh, it's splitting us.
We're right down the middle of this right here.
And like you guys said, that blue stuff, it's like that sleety kind of snow.
It's a wintry mix.
I mean, we're just skirting it, right? And we're just getting a little bit here and there.
Just enough to be annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be frustrating for these drivers. It's been such a good race, the action that we have been able to see.
Absolutely.
And now Corey Heim up front, wanted to see what Chandler Smith in the 38 could do. Stuart Friesen sitting second. He's had a great truck tonight.
There's not much you can do about the weather. You know, these guys have worked their way all the way out here to Las Vegas to put on the best race they can, and they're definitely doing it. Some great action through the field today.
These teams will pack up. They'll drive all the way back east and then down south to Homestead for the truck race on Friday night, and then move on up north to Martinsville the next week. Just want to take a minute to give a shout out to all of our camera crews, our entire Fox Sports team working in these elements. Not just wet, but it is cold. It's been chilly, it's been rainy, it's been everything. So well done.
Windy too, yeah.
So windy.
Yeah,
there
good
they
job,
are.
guys.
Well done, guys. Keeping a good attitude, getting the great shots for us. Thank you. Our pit reporters freezing on pit road. Pony.
Get them some hot chocolate.
Yes.
No doubt.
They still look happy, though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
You don't realize how many cameramen we have. We have a lot of cameramen.
Andy Mitchell, he's got the tether there. These guys have been doing this for so many years. There's Turtle up there. Hey, Turtle.
I'll take the job in the booth, guys. You guys can have that one.
No doubt. Doing great work.
There's a couple that they're happy.
He's looking for the big truck horn. Live Golf. Hey, there's the GOAT. That's Brad Hutton. That is my man on Sundays. Been my cameraman since I've been with Fox. There's Jake Blau. He's a man that spins around and gets all the awesome shots when you guys win, the burnouts.
Yeah, I like seeing him.
I love it. Oh, there's the drivers. The drivers out of the trucks, it look like, maybe?
Yeah, it looks like, I mean,
yep.
To
there
me,
they
it's
are.
like barely raining.
It's that annoying rain.
Yeah, and it's just not enough to you can't call the race, like, I don't think. Like, it's not that much rain.
Chandler Smith.
Maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of a hard place to be here.
Yeah, and NASCAR, credit to them. Last thing you would do is drop the green, and it opens up on these guys and causes a big wreck. You know, so they're trying to protect the drivers and teams.
Favorite seat in the house for Brad Keselowski right here. Do it,
yeah,
Brad.
Look at this fire out here. We got been practicing it on the prompter.
Boom.
We've got our own Stratosphere Vegas lights here, thanks to our teleprompter. Amazing technology here.
That guy only knew.
I know.
What you were doing with his fire. They look so cozy.
Yeah, so in the booth, you know, as race car drivers, we look for things to do, and we have found every function on the teleprompter.
Yes. If you wonder what we do on commercial break, we play with all these buttons in here.
At least they're staying warm.
There's some pretty cool ones, too.
Well, Chandler Smith, what a night it has been for him. He said he was one adjustment away from being in a different zip code. Let's hear from him, Todd.
Well, Chandler, you got a little hot rod you're sitting in here tonight, and I gave the folks at home your quote of the night about being in a different zip code. So is it still that good?
Yeah, we were one adjustment away from being in a different zip code, and I felt like we hit on that adjustment. Just yeah, I I can't say enough about all the men and women back at Front Row Motorsports. They've gave me a really good number 38 Long John Silver's Ford F-150, and I want this thing to keep going. I think we got a really good shot at winning this thing, so I'd like to see us go to the checkered.
Yeah, you know, you're at the new team, Front Row Motorsports, and it seems like you guys have just started clicking right off the bat. I mean, 2 great runs from Daytona and Atlanta, and you're sitting here tonight with another fast hot rod, another good run going. Looks like everything's right on schedule.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, when I walked in the door, the program was already really good. It was just one of a plug-and-play deal. So we got our group together, the 38 group, I think probably 3 weeks before Daytona. We didn't have crew chief, anybody at all. We finally got everybody together, hired everybody, and started thrashing on our Daytona truck. And I think the boys are finally just now to where we're kind of caught up and starting to get ahead, but I'm super, super proud of everybody that's a part of this team, specifically the 38 group. Like I said, this deal came together last minute as far as putting the whole team together. And I couldn't be more happy with everybody that's on this group.
Chandler Smith, excited to be racing. Josh?
Over here with Grant Enfinger, and you fought your way into the top 10. Feel like that truck is really starting to come alive right now.
Yeah, I wish my pit crew would step it up a little bit. We came in 11th, we left in 5th. So as a race car driver, that's a good thing. So those guys have been on it. I think our champion power equipment Chevy was pretty good that second stint. Got checked up a little bit when I guess it was a 25 or 26 hit the wall in front of me, and we lost a few spots on that restart. And then just kind of, slowly, methodically, I feel like we're able to drive our way forward. So definitely feel like we got top 5 pace, and now that we're in the top 5, maybe we can hold on to that a little bit. So pretty happy with the adjustments Jeff's made.
Well, we're over here on the front stretch. So how does the track look on that side? Because it feels like you think we can go back racing because you got a hot rod that's going to come for the win, right?
I definitely would like to see us go back racing, and it's really not raining right now. So it was more like a heavy mist when we were out there. It was too wet for us to fire back off. They made the right call coming back down, but now that they've kind of put us in this position, we definitely need to keep racing.
There you go. Shout out to Grant Enfinger and the pit crew over here.
How about that? The drivers told to get out of the trucks, and then the rain stopped. So now we wait, which is what we all want, right? We want to go back. I want to go back to Chandler Smith, 22 years old, a 2-time dad already. This kid is so talented. He's been one of those that has been on everybody's radar since he was a youngster. Came so close to winning the championship in the Truck Series driving for Kyle Busch. Won this race in 22, moved to the Xfinity Series, won races there. He's going to do big things this year.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's got a lot of experience under his belt now, right? And I think that definitely is going to play into his hand as he's in the Truck Series this year.
Look at that. And on cue, we have a bio on Chandler Smith. Born in 2002, if that doesn't make you feel
no kidding. Our team is on it. He was a Toyota development driver, brought him up till Kyle Busch Motorsports. Then he moved on, wanted to go Xfinity racing. He's done a lot of winning. You see that, 3 Xfinity Series wins. He's so young. He has so much more to go. Obviously wants to make it to Sundays, but going to build himself back up here in the Truck Series with a great team. Did you hear him say his team, including his crew chief, came together 3 weeks before Daytona?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to put all that together so late in the going and to be this competitive. He definitely does not want to see the rain.
Well, I tell you what, you get see all these drivers are antsy, like they want to get back in, and they're all standing around their trucks. You heard Grant Enfinger a minute ago. We definitely need to start back the race. I believe he was lobbying there to make sure, because I think he knows he's got a good truck.
You guys never lobby.
No. Not at all.
Well, let's hear from Todd's best buddy down there, Stuart Friesen. How's he doing, Todd?
Yeah, my buddy's doing pretty good. He's another one of those drivers. Let's go race, man. I got a hot rod here tonight. Stuart, 2 weeks in a row now you've had a fast truck, first mile and a half. How do you think this program has progressed in what you and Jimmy have tried to accomplish with this team?
I mean, obviously pretty good right now. We got a pretty solid truck. Pit crew did a heck of a job right there, picking up some spots. So thanks to those guys. Just big thanks to Halmar and Mohawk Northeast and all our supporters, all our great product sponsors. It's pretty fun racing at the front of these deals again. So we'll see. Thought about trying to line up with Corey and push him, and figured I want to try to get some clean air. He'll have somebody else pushing him. So I'm pretty happy with Chandler behind me. We've been buddies for a while, and we got a little bit of a game plan. So as long as it doesn't get too squirrely, we're gonna get a heck of a shove here.
Yeah, Chandler just came up to Stuart and said, "Get ready, buddy, because I'm gonna give you the push of your life. So get ready." Keep getting them. Josh.
Over here with Lane Riggs, and Lane, we talked earlier in the day, and we talked about the qualifying effort, and you're like, I know we didn't qualify the best, and then you had that adjustment, had to go to the back, but you said this truck was so good, it was the same feeling you had at Bristol. So how are we feeling at this point in the race about that truck?
Yeah, that went away. That was long gone. It was a 12 out of 10 loose the first stage. I mean, I was swatting flies, hanging on to it. I know a lot of other people around me were really out of the racetrack, and we just missed the balance really bad. Made really big adjustments right there at the end of stage 1, and it got me where I could actually drive the thing. But you know, we're not right now. We're about 10th, which is where we were speed-wise at the end of that second stage. So yeah, I want to go back racing here. I think after the adjustments we just made, I got confidence in our truck itself. I think if we just get it balanced right, it'll be really fast. It's just really missed it when it got so cold out here. So yeah, just ready to get back racing. I really don't want to finish it right here in 11th. I know we deserve more than that.
All right, I hear the whistle blowing. I think you guys are getting back in the trucks pretty soon. That's a good sign.
I just got out. I literally just got out of the truck. Or good thing I got to talk to everybody at home.
There you go. All right, Lane, good luck the rest of the way. Jamie?
Absolutely, Josh. Love to hear from the drivers, and that is a great sign. We heard the whistle. Drivers are heading back to their trucks. The track is almost dry. We're going to step aside. Stay with us. We have 65 more laps coming at you from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Welcome back to the Craftsman Truck Series live from Las Vegas, Nevada. I mean, it's been a night so far. We got Brad Keselowski dancing here in the booth. We got Joey Logano. I know it's been a long day for you, Joey. Jamie Little with you. We have Todd Bodine and Josh Sims on pit road. So our race summary so far, we've had 2 red flags 8 different leaders. It's been a good race so far. We just need to finish it up and see who prevails in the end.
Just want to get the flow going again. And this is really the stage that I was looking forward to the most. Because the first 2 stages, strategy-wise, pretty simple. 30 laps, put 4 tires on it, run another 30, put another 4 tires on it. Now you have 1 set left to finish this thing off. And this is what we talked about before the race started a long time ago. Feels like yesterday. But we were talking about you got 1 set left. There's 2 different ways you could run this. If it looks like it's running green, the fastest way is going to be splitting it down the middle, putting 4 tires on under green. If it stays green, that'll be the fastest way to run this race.
Yep.
Now, the problem with that is what if you run another 20 laps, 25 laps, and the caution comes out? And now you have no more tires left.
Yep.
And you have to restart the end of the race. You might be up front, but you got 25 lap old tires, and you got some trucks that saved the set that maybe not have pitted yet. They're going to be going like crazy, and can you hold them off? Either way, it's a gamble. I know we're in Vegas and we're talking about gambling. Either way, it is a gamble whether you take the set during the middle of the run or you try to save them for the end and you hope for a caution to be able to put them on then.
Well, the crew chiefs have had a lot of time to think about that, Joey.
They still don't have the answer, though.
Yes.
You could think about it. They've been thinking about this for weeks before they came out here.
But now they know how their trucks drive, which I think is helpful. And, you know, what I like about the red flags is it's like a complete reset in so many different ways. Like you heard Stuart Friesen and Chandler Smith talking about how they're going to push each other. Like when you're in a truck, you don't have the time to like communicate like that, right? So I'm sure these drivers, I would think the guys that have great handling trucks, you know, they're not so worried about when to put tires on. But the ones that don't, to your point, Joey, they need to be really smart and not burn those tires too early. This restart's going to be pretty intense, too. I mean, you talked about those 2 guys on the bottom, Stuart Friesen and Chandler Smith. But I look at the outside, the 4th car, right, the 2nd car on the outside row, on both restarts has gotten this huge run off of turn 2, pushing a leader out, and then making a run down in the 3. We saw Tyler Akram do that the last restart. That's the way it's been for the last 2 restarts. But now you have a little bit of teamwork, if you will, on the bottom. Is that going to be able to help them maintain? It may look a little different this time.
And what about the unknowns? They got those adjustments and new tires. They don't really know what the adjustment will do just yet. And one of the big question marks was the 38 of Chandler Smith. He built it up and said, I need that one adjustment, and we're good. So a lot of questions that we're going to find out the answers here because we are going back racing. One little housekeeping nugget here. Gio Ruggiero was one of those many penalties that I had mentioned for a safety violation. NASCAR did rescind his, so he was not penalized under the red flag. The first one, I should say.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they must have lobbied for it, and they were proven correct.
Well, even NASCAR had some time.
I've
to
never
work through some
seen
things.
a call turned her over like that.
Yeah.
That might be the first for me.
Gio was happy about that.
I bet he was.
The AMR safety crew, all the track drying workers, they're doing a great job tonight. They have been busy. Yes, send that equipment home. We don't need you anymore. Gonna line them up, 65 laps to go. We've had 2 cautions tonight, both the end of the stages, stage 1, stage 2. 2 red flags. They are fired up once again. Tyler Ankrum has led the most laps tonight at 39. Ty Majeski with 13. Ben Rhodes with 6. Corey Heim has led 5 laps. Jack Wood 2. Corey Day with 2. And Jake Garcia 1 lap led. There it is.
Got 1 truck on pit road that hasn't refired yet. NASCAR's working on the 76 truck of Spencer Boyd.
Waiting on a push for Spencer Boyd.
They're not going to waste much time here, right? These trucks have already done the choose, right? They chose before the rain. So I believe they're going to get the 1 to go as they get to the start-finish line here, and then
the track looks
off
great.
They go.
Yeah, track looks great, Joe. I think NASCAR's ready to go racing.
Let's put it green before it rains again. Let's go. Hopefully that was the end of it. It's stuff's been popping up out of nowhere. It's kind of crazy. You look at the radar and you're like, oh, I think we're going to be all right. And then it just comes up. Here's one more look at the radar.
It doesn't look much different than we've had all night.
That's it. Put them green before we're too late.
Before the green gets to us. Let's go.
And we are so lucky. It's running that thing right down the middle there. So we're just kind of getting a piece of it a little bit further
these guys
south.
Are ready.
We're in trouble.
Getting a little late dinner out here on the West Coast.
He's trying to get it all down before the restart.
Before we go back green. I understand.
He wasted no time.
We don't look much different in the booth. We got our cheese crackers and a salad.
We do eat a lot during rain delays, don't we?
Well, what else do you do?
Talk business, talk shop. You guys have been cracking
We've been
me up
talking
tonight.
about the race tomorrow, Sunday.
Yeah, you guys have practice and qualifying tomorrow.
That's right.
And that's an easy day for you guys. 2 hours of work, hang it up. Maybe you have to go make some appearances.
Yeah, we got a lot of people in town from Pennzoil, so I have a fun dinner tomorrow night after that. And, you know, you start to really dissect everything you did in practice and qualifying and seeing where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are. And, you know, as Brad was talking about a minute ago, you try to figure out the strategy, right? What do you have for a race car, and how do you play the race perfectly to where you can maximize your finish? So that's tomorrow's plan.
Tonight's plan is to finish this truck race with a great finish.
That's right.
And I'm really interested to see Corey Heim finally overcome all this track position problems. He had the speeding penalty. He started in the rear. And now he's got a chance to show what he really has. And Chandler Smith, he feels pretty good about his truck. Is he as good as Corey Heim? We're going to find out.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Keep your eye right there on those first two trucks on the inside line, Stuart Friesen and Chandler Smith. Chandler said he's going to give him a huge push, so watch them work together. They are buddies. But meanwhile, they've got to stop that 11 truck. 48 trucks passed tonight by Corey Heim. Started mid-pack, then he had to overcome a speeding penalty. Now he's finally found himself up front. Now as the drivers come out of turn 4, they will approach the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Pace car is off. It'll be 63 laps to go at the line. Corey Heim, Stuart Friesen, Chandler Smith, Justin Haley.
Well, he shoved him, but he wasn't able to stay attached to him.
Is it enough to get clear for the lead? It looks like it might be.
It is.
3 wide into turn 1.
Grant Enfinger went 3 wide, and when he did that, it slowed down the whole second lane. And you can see Corey Heim fighting just to keep second now here. And the bottom lane, 3 wide, all the way down to 4 wide.
4 wide.
Oh,
Corey
no.
Heim was so close to the wall. I don't know if he had any contact there. But Stuart Friesen out front. Justin Haley right there in that Spire truck, the 07 side by side with the 11 of Corey Heim. 3 wide, 4 wide, and they're rubbing teammates. Daniel Hemrick and Connor Mozak.
Tyler Ankrum right here, who's had the truck that ran up front all day, is now buried in 13th.
Battle up front for the lead. Here's Chandler Smith. He made that adjustment, was hoping that is exactly what he needed.
Big push to Corey Heim, which is going to get him beside Stuart Friesen.
Restart is under review.
You know, and the control car was on the outside there on that restart. So we'll have to go back and kind of look at who fired first, right? It's not who got to the start-finish line first. It's who hits the gas first. And the control car, which was Corey Heim, needs to hit the gas first. And it sounds like they're good with the restart after they reviewed it.
Stuart Friesen fighting back on the inside on Corey Heim. Pulls a side draft into turn 3. He's going to get a clear. Big smoke off top of turn 4 here.
Yeah, there's a lot of fender rub there.
Hearing the 11 of Corey Heim did get into the wall. Let's look at the replay.
Yeah, I believe this was a push.
This is on the restart.
There's Heim right there.
Oh, yes, he did.
Didn't look too bad. That's off a push from Justin Haley.
And now teammates, another look at it. The 19 and 81. Teammates, boom, right there.
Rubbin's racing.
Well, we saw that happen to Ty Majeski. Same thing earlier in the race, and that really hurt his truck. He hasn't been up there. He's been hanging around 8th, 9th, 10th since the damage.
And Stuart Friesen is looking in his mirror as the leader and watching Corey Heim and Chandler Smith with two of the best trucks race side by side, and he is loving it.
Look at Justin Haley poke his nose in there.
He took that run. Now it looks good for a short-term gain here. Now what's going to happen down the straightaway? He's going to have a little bit of help pushing him, so he might be okay. If they got single file behind him, that would have been a big move. That draft, we talked about it earlier before the rain delay. When two trucks get side by side down the straightaway, the speed loss is huge.
We're probably going to see that down the backstretch here as they side draft each other.
I'm so impressed with Stuart Friesen and what they've been able to do with this team. Kind of refreshed everything a year ago. Didn't have the starts, the finishes that they wanted last year. And now this season, just off and running as he continues to lead here.
Grant Enfinger with a good run down to the bottom into turn 1.
Guys, Lane Riggs is on the move. I believe that was your pick, Brad.
Yeah, I remember he said in the break there that he felt like with the right adjustments, he could be a truck to win. He was way too loose. They tightened him up, and now he's up to 5th place.
There's Ty Majeski again. Ty Majeski, we talked about him having the best truck in the first stage. Got that damage on the right rear. Wonder if they got that thing fixed up.
Caden Honeycutt, the 45 for Nice Motorsports. Haven't talked about him a whole lot. Congratulations to him and his girlfriend Jessica. Got engaged over the last couple of weeks. Time away from the racetrack. Having a great run tonight.
I'm really interested. This run's now starting to single file out a little bit, Joey. We're going to fall into the handling part of this race.
Yeah, that restart was so intense. And then as everybody kind of singles out, you start picking them off one at a time. Try to move your way methodically through the field. We heard Grant Enfinger talking about that. Just slowly crawling through the field.
You know, Tyler Ankrum was a truck we talked about a lot. He's led the most laps tonight at 39, but they had a slow stop, and that mired him back in the pack. He's in 10th right now. There he is. Kind of a lot of comers and goers.
The other thing I noticed too right now is all the front trucks, the front top 10 or 12 trucks are all on the very, very bottom through turns 3 and 4. When you get down here in 1 and 2, usually there's a little bit more options, but look at them all mainly on the bottom. You see Enfinger is the only one that's moving up. That's telling me the track's cooling off. It's getting cooler out. There's more grip, and the more grip there is, the more you just want to take the shortest way around. Look at them all just buried to the bottom. Which makes it harder to pass, right? That is a true fact, right? When you can't move around, it's really hard to be able to build a run on somebody, which is going to play into the strategy of this race some too, on what these crew chiefs are thinking the right thing to do is.
45 degrees here in Las Vegas, but it feels like 37, but things heating up. 53 laps to go from Las Vegas. Friesen continues to lead. And caution is out here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You're watching the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. This is the first time we've had a caution 4 incident. Caden Honeycutt. Take a look here at what happened to him in that 45 truck.
He's drive down into turn 3 here underneath the 13 of Jake Garcia. Gets loses a little bit of air off the right side, comes up the racetrack, and ooh, he's going to do a great job saving this.
But ooh, Tyler Ankrum.
In the wall pretty hard. That's a shame for a guy who was having a great day. Yellow is out.
In the 18, as we talked about, he got mired back there because of that slow stop. Look at that driving. That's impressive.
Yeah, and Tyler Ankram's just, where do I go, right? He thought he's going to spin out, and maybe he had an idea of what direction he's going to go, and he had to change his direction quickly, which got him in the defense.
That was the view from Ty Majeski's truck. So you see the damage pretty significant there for Tyler Ankrum. Make sure they don't have a fender rub here, as we have plenty more laps to go.
It's barely clear to the fender.
Yeah, it's a frustrating sequence for him, you know. He was running so well. Stage 2 winner. Came down pit road, lost a few spots, and now he's caught up in an incident.
Just go look at the right side. Make sure you feel like it's not going to rub any of the tires. Right front, right rear. All right, we're good.
So here's a strategy situation here. Pits are going to be open, or they're on the back straightaway right now. So you can pit here and make it to the end on fuel, but you put your last set of tires on here, right? So the question is, do you do a fuel only, just so you know you can make it? Do you stay out to get the track position and pray for a caution later, and you can put your tires on then?
It's a tough call, you know. If you
or do you
are
put
one of
your
these
tires
better
on now?
trucks, you know, I don't think you can risk your race. But if you have nothing to lose, you know, if you're running 10th or worse, seems like maybe an opportunity here.
I think you at least got to put gas in.
What do you have, about 14 green flag laps on this set of tires?
Yeah,
not much.
We'll see what they do, Todd.
Yeah, 52 Stuart Friesen really likes his truck right now. Still needs just a little lateral grip, but pretty happy with it. 38 Chandler Smith, guess what? No changes. Give me 4 tires and let's go race them. Josh?
Well, for Corey Heim in that 11 truck, he said if anything, he'd like to be freed up just a little bit, but that truck is pretty neutral. Pretty happy with that one. For the 07 of Justin Haley coming in, you see him getting fuel. You see the tires for Justin Haley, who's put himself in position to contend as well.
Looks like a lot of teams opting for 4 tires here.
You know, and some of this makes you wonder too, like we talked about the track cooling off and everyone running the bottom now. Maybe tires just aren't worth as much as they were before, so they're saying, hey, let me just put tires on now and be done with it. And they may just not come down pit road ever again.
See the 81 truck there. That's Connor Mozak, had quite a bit of damage, and I don't know if that just came from Daniel Hemrick.
Corey Heim's team pumped up.
He said it's Heim time.
Well, these
That's
guys
what
have been
it
getting
is.
it done tonight. Every stop, they've been on it.
Comes out with the lead again for the 2nd stop in a row.
How fun is that when you're so confident in your team? When you guys come down pit road, you know the boys are going to get it done.
It's a good feeling. You know, to win in NASCAR, you have to compete at every level. You know, we talk about the race cars and the aerodynamics and the engines and the tires. The driver's got to be right. And when you get that last component, or maybe not the last component, one of the most important components is the pit stops right. Man, it just makes your life so much easier.
That confidence it can give you when your team is so on it. Let's take a look at Justin Haley's. Ooh, somebody lost a tire. So this is Justin Haley's stop. When we were watching it, it looked like it was a little longer.
Yeah, something happens here on the right rear while they're trying to change lug nuts. It looks like maybe the gun might get stuck or broken. Can't quite tell here. I don't think this is the team that lost the wheel, though. At 44, it looks like it was the team that lost Bailey Curry. But Justin Haley definitely not happy with his pit stop.
Yeah, he was right up there in the mix.
That's tough. You know, Justin Haley's been kind of like in that second or third row on every restart. I bet he feels like if he could just punch through and get the lead, he'd have a shot to win this race.
This is really interesting to me because, well, you've got Chandler Smith in the 38. He's been there, but now he's got his teammate in Lane Riggs, who has come on strong. And that's, I mean, coming into the day, I think a lot of people were looking at that team to get it done, but his handling just wasn't there. He said when the temperatures went down, just too loose. They've been able to tighten him up a little bit. Now he's here in the best position of the night.
He had a big restart. When they were all 4 wide and doing all that stuff, Lane just, I don't know exactly what happened because there's so much going on at the same time.
But he cleared a couple rows for sure.
He moved forward. That was the big winner on the restart.
Being told that Justin Haley in the 07, the gun broke, and that's why the hiccup and the extra time on the right rear.
So he'll come back to P11.
Here comes the choose again at the 1 to go.
Now the 02 is not the leader.
Wow, Stuart Friesen took 3rd or 2nd row on the bottom, which is a interesting play.
We've got a couple trucks mixed in here who either did not take tires. Oh,
that was close.
Very close.
It is a penalty if your tires touch that choose cone.
We're going to look at this tire that fell off one of the trucks. I believe it was Bailey Curry. You're going to see he's the
4th truck in line in his box.
You see him, he's up here on the top of your screen. Yeah, that tire's just going to sneak right out the back. And the tire changer wisely says, I'm not chasing that. That's probably a smart move to not play in the traffic there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, really close. 26 truck of Dawson Sutton had a up and close view of that one.
Uh-oh.
22 needs a little help. That's Josh Rayom.
Business is about to pick up, guys.
Yes, it is.
This is, everybody's got all their strategies done. They got about 3 to 4 laps here.
Hold on, you could take your breath. We got 1 extra lap. They just added a lap.
That's good. I need to prepare here because the first 3 or 4 laps on this restart are going to be absolute pandemonium.
And they waved it off because they're pushing a 22 truck down pit road. There's too many people on pit road and truck stopped.
Still can't get it fired there. You see him limping and now comes to a stop.
So they will probably push him off the track and we'll go green next
push
time.
me all the way back to the stall right now.
Here comes
Breaker coming out to push you.
The tow truck to give him a little push.
That's a helpless feeling.
What is that name on the side of his truck? Is that his nickname that we did not know about?
Well, we learn something every day here in the booth.
The cameras are always watching.
They are always watching.
Is that what we learned today?
It is,
okay.
Yes. For sure.
Just a reminder, if you're looking for Live Golf, you can find that tournament ongoing now on FS2 or the Fox Sports app. Had a little bit of weather to deal with and try to dodge tonight in Las Vegas that was not expected. 2 red flags, 1 for 45 minutes, 1 for 20 minutes. Usually this is a quick race, guys, about an hour and 40 minutes, hour and 45 minutes. And
not today.
Not today. These drivers have had to start and stop. They actually got out of their trucks twice. So whoever wins this, it's going to feel extra special.
Yes,
to
yes,
overcome.
absolutely. I'm looking at these 2 teammates on the top here and wondering, can they stay connected with that push and get the lead? I really feel like if they can clear for the lead, that they'll be very tough to beat.
All right. 44 laps to go at the line. Chandler Smith, Corey Heim, Stuart Friesen, Lane Riggs. Who got the right adjustments?
Big push on the outside lane, but again, Grant Enfield is going to go to the top lane and it's going to slow it up.
You can see how much that kills that top lane.
Corey Heim, monster restart. Checks out. They go 4 wide. Look at the momentum. Here comes the 38, Chandler Smith.
And 3 wide behind him, so neither of them are going to get any help into turn 1. Aggressive side drafting.
Look at the 45 at Caden Honeycutt, guys.
Oh,
he was the one that was
second.
Oh,
Justin Haley.
Contact. Justin Haley into Stuart Friesen.
Oh, and look who's going to come through. Lane Riggs on the top side. He's going to go all the way to second. Maybe a run for the lead.
So close to the wall. Corey Heim tries to block it. Here he comes. Lane Riggs in the 34 to the lead.
And his teammate's going to draft him down the front stretch. That's going to bring Ty Majeski back into this.
Wow, these restarts are just crazy.
So much action throughout. The 2, 3, 4 wide.
Wow, look at Chandler Smith just holding on.
Nothing in front of the 11.
Big push for Majeski. That's going to carry Heim all the way up to the leader into turn 3. And wow, look at Stuart Friesen.
Where did he come from?
Flies into the picture. Friesen back up to third after that contact, after the restart.
Friesen was going 10 miles an hour faster than the whole field.
And no problem.
Yellow's out. We got a wreck off of turn 4.
Just at the entrance to pit road, they've come to a stop. There it is. Jack Wood in the 91. Looks like he backed it into the turn 4 wall.
Wow. Everybody's got to catch their breath.
That was exciting.
They got to go do that again?
Jack takes it to the garage.
Hopefully this is a quick cleanup so we can get back to it, because that was awesome.
Lane Riggs moved to take the lead.
Yes.
Stuart Friesen's dive bomb in there, under control. What'd you say, 10 miles per hour faster?
That was incredible.
At least. He was booking.
We got to get some replays of that. So here's a replay of the crash.
You see it already happening.
There he is in the back of your screen.
Can't tell what caused it. 3 and 4 has been the trouble spot here, where we've seen guys getting really loose. He got in the wall pretty hard. He was running 20th when this happened. Looks like we might have an onboard here to get a better look at it.
Frankie Muniz sees it happening in front of him.
Makes contact with that truck in front of him. Frankie Muniz had a great view of that one.
Jack Wood was 20th when that incident occurred, so his night is over. Is that precipitation on the windshield there, guys?
Don't say that. Don't you even say
I'm going to go with that's just debris.
Yeah.
That would make me feel a lot better.
It's oil and
We're not
dirt.
seeing it on our window in the booth here, so hoping that that's just oil.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly.
Carruth has the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yep. That's definitely oil.
Unbelievable.
It doesn't look like a lot. I think we're okay.
I think we might have a replay on this restart of Stuart Friesen. Watch him come off of turn 2 here and pass 3 trucks.
See you guys. He had a cape on.
Huge
Look at
run.
him.
We're not sure how he did that,
That was impressive.
but it was really cool.
Look at the 45. Caden Honeycutt. He was sideways.
Yes.
Save of the night. Now he's up
Now
there
he's
in the
back
mix.
in the race. It's going to restart P6 here when we get back going.
Connor Mozak. McAnally Hilgeman Racing truck back in his pit box. Well, cleanup continues here for this most recent caution. We are going to step aside, but you won't miss anything. We will go side by side. 38 laps still to go from Las Vegas. Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Caution is still out, but we're getting ready to get back to green flag racing. We do have some drops reported at one end of the racetrack. It's just that annoying little bit of precipitation that we've seen throughout the night.
Well, you know,
Looks
that desert
good.
rain, Jamie. I didn't think it was a thing, but apparently it is a thing.
It is a thing, but it looks good right now. Right, Todd? No raindrops, right?
Well, I'm sorry to report, Jamie, that my bald head is telling me there's a few raindrops. but I got a little report for you, too. Ty Majeski, 98, talked to Joe Shear's crew chief. Guys, when he got in that little incident on front straightaway, it actually winged out the body in front of the right rear tire, which was taking air off the spoiler, so he got really loose. So they came in on that 2 pit stops ago, pushed that wing in, but Joe also dropped the track bar, and then that made it too tight. So on this last stop, Joe raised the track bar up, Ty's laking his truck again.
Wow, not giving up. Ty Majeski back in the game, restarting 4th here. So Lane Riggs shown as the leader over Corey Heim, then Stuart Friesen and Ty Majeski.
So NASCAR is still inspecting the track. It's right on the verge of being ready to race on, but they want to be extra careful and cautious.
Well, when they go barreling off into the corner 4 wide at 180 mile an hour, I would say I probably want to make sure it's dry.
Yeah, I can respect that. It kind of goes part and parcel that, you know, for these drivers to put on the show we wanted them to put on, they need a track to race on that's, you know, capable of racing side by side. So NASCAR is doing their job to make sure that's the case.
Drop back just a little bit. Check in with Corey Day in the 7 truck, making his 5th career Truck Series start. Started on pole, ran up in the top 5. Good portion of this race, shown in 10th right now. What a commitment for this 19-year-old from Clovis, California. Got the call from Rick Hendrick, told a great story. I guess Jeff Gordon had texted his dad and said, hey, we're interested in talking to you guys. And he goes, I don't believe that this is really Jeff Gordon. Send me a picture.
Yes.
Send me a picture of yourself right now. And lo and behold, it was Jeff Gordon. He signed a development deal.
Jeff just took a selfie of himself.
I think he must have sent a selfie. It's really me.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So Jeff Gordon, Rick Hendrick met with Corey Day.
If Jeff's watching, I hope he can verify that show, that story.
Isn't that a cool story?
That's a really cool story.
But they signed him to a development deal. He packed up his car with his girlfriend here in January, drove cross country to move to Charlotte like all you drivers end up doing. Youngest USAC National Midget Series winner at 15 years old. Wow. What he's been able to do on dirt has been unbelievable. And Kyle Larson really thinks he has the chops to kind of fall in line with what Kyle's done and end up over here for a while in NASCAR and maybe on Sundays one day.
It's off to a good start.
The commitment that you drivers put in at such young ages, I mean everything, what your families do. These families that up and move and leave their homes to move to North Carolina to live the dream for their children, those stories are everywhere in these garages.
Boy, and you see it's a young talent right now. We're going through a wave of some really young kids coming in, and they're young men. I shouldn't call them kids, but they're coming up through the ranks at, you know, such an accelerated rate. Right? I remember when I was doing it, I was the really young person. I was kind of breaking some barriers at the time. Now, like, it's not crazy to see a 13-year-old race on a late model. Like, that used to be just nuts. Now it's a little bit more normal.
Keelan Harvick is racing late models.
It's unbelievable.
12 years old.
So it's I mean, just like every other sport, right? Kids getting into it younger, and they're getting good at a really young age.
Well, the development programs that are out there now, the scouting that's happening, the scouting just for pit crew members, Brad, I wanted to get into that, what you guys are doing at RFK. I mean, you've got some smart and talented and fit athletes on your team. Brown University, I mean, we're talking prestigious colleges you guys are finding these athletes.
Well, they're going green, guys. They have chose the lanes they want. The pace car is pulling off. The chaos is going to begin again.
All right, boys, let's make it to the end. 34 laps to go here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Lane Riggs leads them into turn 1. Corey Heim on the outside.
Ty Majeski with a great push, but not enough for Lane to get clear off of Corey Heim. It's going to get really interesting down the back straightaway, guys.
He's clear for a minute. He's got to make sure he gets Majeski to give him this push. Is Majeski going to try to slip him?
No.
Nope. Doesn't work. Guys, look at the 88 on the outside. Matt Crafton, after that infraction during the red flag, he is on the march.
Oh, yeah.
Jake
Garcia in the back.
The leaders side by side at the line.
4 wide behind him.
Oh, this is so intense.
Front Row Motorsports for the 34 of Lane Riggs. Tricon Garage for Corey Heim. Thor Sport behind him with Ty Majeski, and Spire with Justin Haley.
And Ty Majeski has clawed his way back into this race.
This is the one that got away from Ty Majeski last year. He led the most laps of the night, had that speeding penalty on pit road, took him out of contention. Now they've done all the right things. They made the right adjustments. Here comes Ty Majeski on the outside, battling for that second spot.
And these guys know they gotta get these spots while they can, because we saw, you know, after 10, 12 laps after a restart, they all start to single file out. You gotta be aggressive. Yep. You gotta get all you can right now.
Chandler Smith, guys, in the 38 has really fallen back. He was up there battling at the front of the pack. Whoa.
Big block from Ty Majeski on Stuart Friesen.
Look at Tanner Gray in the 15 up there in the mix. We haven't talked about him tonight.
Oh, we're going to see him right here on the outside. Grant Enfinger a push to Taylor Gray is really intense racing here with Ty Majeski and Stuart Friesen. Ty Majeski's just not going to give up.
Meanwhile, Corey Heim is out front, got around Lane Riggs, excuse me. 30 laps to go. Look at this battle for third. Relentless between Stuart Friesen and Ty Majeski.
We saw the 13 with the big tire rub just a few seconds ago, and here's where it comes from. The 7 of Corey Day gets loose, slides up into him. Great save by Garcia.
Josh, what's going on with the 13?
Yeah, you saw the contact to the 13 there, and that caused the fender rub for him, so they had to come in and pull that out and, of course, give him some new tires. So it was a good run for Garcia so far, but that's a little bit of a hindrance for that 13 team right now.
Woo, Josh is talking about that. 3 wide off of turn 4, and Stuart Friesen is holding on to his truck. Very loose.
Tanner Gray, where did he come from? He is passing trucks left and right. He's passing Lane Riggs right now. He has been moving through the field.
They had to have made a big adjustment on that truck.
Well, this is a team truck.
We have not talked about it.
Yeah, team truck to our leader, Corey Heim, in the Tricon.
He's able to clear him for a second and go run down his teammate. He has come from a pretty far ways back.
Tanner Gray started the race 18th, Tricon Garage. Their whole MO coming in here. We're not going to qualify well, but we are going to race well. And so far, it looks like they have hit their marks. This is the best run I have seen from Tanner Gray in quite some time as he tries to hold off that hard-charging 34 of Lane Riggs.
Yeah, Lane Riggs did a good job there. He saw both those trucks go to the bottom. He saw the opportunity to get clean air and try to keep more throttle through the corner and get to the right rear. Tanner Gray did a good job doing that. Now he's got to finish the pass.
Look at Grant Enfinger just searching around, going anywhere that he can get grip. There he goes again.
He's going to have a run off this corner and give Lane Riggs a little bit of a push if he can just clear Ty Majeski, which he does.
Yeah, his run's going to get there just a little bit too late there, Brad.
Yeah, that little bit of side-by-side racing was just enough to slow him down.
Going to be even tight off here. Even tight.
Grant's really liking that.
9, 52
Grant's really liking that very high lane. And Lane Riggs is going to go back inside of Tanner Gray.
They're keeping Corey Heim in sight.
Grant Enfinger is now clear on the top. He's going to have this big run.
Oh, Lane Riggs sideways. sideways, and he saves it.
What a save.
The momentum he lost there. He only lost two, three spots.
A little bit of confidence was maybe lost, but wow. Whoa.
Whoa. He's still trying to gather his thoughts here after that one.
Well, I'm sure his tires are very hot and angry right now. We got to see this replay again. What a save by Lane Riggs off of turn 2 here. You see him underneath Tanner Gray, Joey.
Yeah, he's in a tricky aero spot. He got through those bumps and just, I mean, I know that doesn't look like much. This is a better angle.
Yes.
That's way sideways.
Hold on, buddy. Good job.
177 miles per hour sideways. He saves it.
And you don't get a minute to catch your breath. You got to go right back into the battle.
Yeah, if anything, the battle comes to you, right?
Look at the battles all over the place. Meanwhile, Corey Heim out front. Tanner Gray, his teammate, just behind him. Grant Enfinger has been digging. There he is, up high still.
He's going to have a good run off the corner here on Tanner Gray.
He keeps getting these great runs, but he just can't quite do anything with him. This time he's going to get the outside.
He's going to try. He made a good block.
Tanner Gray said, no way are you getting outside of me. Stuart Friesen closing in on this battle as well now.
Caden Honeycutt. There's Luke Fenhouse. Haven't talked about him in a little bit in that 66 truck. Getting more opportunities. Part-time racer.
And Perez behind him. We haven't seen him much today. He's had just a steady day.
And Tyler Ankrum, so solid early on. Most recent issue for him is that slow stop that got him mired back. Now he's back there battling for 15th. As the leader crosses the line, we've reached our Craftsman 20 laps to go. Gentlemen, we've made it. 20 to go. How is this going to shake out?
Well, Corey Heim with a little bit of an air block there on Tanner Gray.
Hey, Grant Enfinger underneath him trying to pull this pass off. You know, Stuart Friesen's right there if he's not able to pull this pass off. Ooh, tight on his door.
Best chance he has had.
Not able to clear him.
So he's going to try to time this side draft to where he can pull him back down into the corner. Quite get the timing of it right, and it's going to allow Tanner Gray to clear him off of 2.
Tanner Gray in that 15 truck. Been exciting week. He announced earlier this week, he and his girlfriend announced they are expecting a baby boy, their first baby, later this summer. Off to a good start, working with crew chief Jeff Hensley.
Well, now you know why he's driving so hard. He's got to pay for that baby. You get that win.
Baby needs some new shoes.
That's right.
I had my daughter here with me today at the track, and we walked in the haulers, and she saw Tanner, and Tanner gave her the best candy going right now. I don't know if your kids love those nerd gummy cluster things. They got them in that hauler, and now she's got her favorite driver in the truck series.
She's got something to cheer for right now.
That's right. Look at Gio Ruggiero in the 17. This is a battle for 13th. Caden Honeycutt has fallen back just a little bit. There is racing all over the place.
Great battles.
Laps wind down. Just a reminder, next 3 truck races coming up Miami. It's the drivers only broadcast. Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski will join Kevin Harvick in the booth Friday night. Then we follow that up with Martinsville the following weekend. Then we go Bristol racing April 11th. So a lot of good tracks still to come, as we have some great racing still happening here. As Ty Majeski, Stuart Friesen. This battle has been raging on since we had the restart.
Yeah, Ty Majeski's truck is handling a little better, but Stuart Friesen has been able to hold them all.
Clear all you.
And he clears it, takes over the 4th spot.
Be interesting to see. I think Ty Majeski might have something for these front 3 trucks. He was just held back in traffic for so long.
He's got to get there, and these passes are not going to be easy to make for him. But he definitely has a fast truck. You look how much he pulled away from Stuart Friesen right there just in one corner. And here we are again, right? That was 10 or 12 laps since the restart.
Yep.
And you see a little bit of separation again.
Handling starting to come into play.
But I mean, these top 3 trucks are really all over each other, right? Grand Inferior. I think you put any of those trucks out front, they're going to look the same as Corey Heim does right now. They're all 3 of them are pretty equally matched.
Corey Heim's truck is just so hooked up. Obviously, with the amount of passing he's had to go through tonight, starting mid-pack and then having the speeding penalty. They finally get up front and check out. Corey Heim's led 28 laps so far tonight. There's Raja Caruth. Raja's last year's winner.
He's been a little quieter today than I think we expected. He was so good here last year.
He had a speeding violation earlier too. We had a lot of pit road violations, which is common at Las Vegas. Why is that so?
I always feel like you're early in the season, and from a driver and team perspective, you know, the chemistry is maybe not as great as it could be later in the year, and it's just easy to get yourself in trouble here.
But Raja, this is the night he needed. Just get a top 10 finish. He's wrecked out in the first 2 races of the season. The only driver that's done that. That's got to get down on you. So you come here, prove that you and your team are capable. By the way, he's with Spire still, but he has a different team, different crew chief, different guys around him. They're still adjusting to each other. So Raja in the 8th position right now as we ride on board, and you see Matt Crafton just out his windshield.
That's the line 11 to go. That's P7 ahead of you.
It's definitely a little faster.
You see we'll have a good exit there, really able to pull and get a good run on Matt Crafton, but not quite enough, Brad, to get to his quarter panel.
Yeah, he needs Matt to slip up just a little bit, and he'll be right there.
There's Tyler Ankrum just getting around Ben Rhodes. Back in the 11th spot. Ankrum's really had a solid truck tonight. Just had some hiccups along the way. Wasn't able to fully show his capabilities. But it's been a good couple of weeks for him as Raja's still working on Matt Crafton.
Whoa. Running out of laps here. 10 laps to go this time. The trucks have really slowed down the last few laps. They've lost almost a second since the restart here.
I feel like this is the longest green flag run we have had, maybe all race, or at least close to it.
Enfinger making another run here at Tanner Gray. He's going to get by him this time.
On the bottom, he has moved all around this track.
I'm not sure how he made the run happen there. It seemed like they all kind of had equal separation there. It must have been a little hiccup somewhere, possibly from Tanner Gray into 15.
Now the question is, does he have anything for Corey Heim? Doesn't have many laps left. 8 laps to go.
7/10 of a second back. He's there. He's in his sights.
He's going to get a little bit close. He's probably getting a little bit of draft right there, but as he gets closer, he's going to get a little bit more draft and really be able to pull him in.
Yeah, last lap about 1/10 of a second faster. He's already pulled down into 6/10 behind now.
Corey Heim, Grant Enfinger, Tanner Gray, Ty Majeski, Stuart Friesen, your top 5. Lane Riggs has fallen back to 6th. Matt Crafton in 7th. Raja Caruth, Justin Haley, and Chandler Smith has fallen back to 10th.
Got another 10th on him that lap.
Yep, down to 5/10 behind.
Door.
There he gets him.
Clear, take it.
Raja to 7th.
It's one thing catching him, Brad. It's another thing passing him. And
it sure is.
Grant Enfinger's definitely making a run at it. And there you see, as he's caught him quite a bit in the last few laps. I think he can get there. But he's going to get in that wake, right?
Yes,
and then as much as the draft's going to help him on the straightaways, it's going to hurt him in the corners.
It's right at that 5/10. This is almost when it gets the hardest for him.
And you see Corey Heim run in the middle of the straightaway. He's trying to break that draft. He's trying to do whatever he can do to not help Grant along, to be able to get that sniff, right? To get that little bit of draft down the straightaway.
Grant maybe didn't have the turn right there he would like.
Yeah, it looks like he lost him something there.
Lost about 10th and a half right there. He's just trying different things to try to get the air in the corners on his vehicle and the air off his vehicle down the straightaways.
Enfinger, one of 4 former winners at Las Vegas in the field, one back in 2018. And Corey Heim looking to get his first win at Las Vegas.
Corey's looking really good right here.
He's a 12-time winner already in this series. At 22 years old, he is the youngest to ever get to 12 wins, over Kyle Busch by almost 2 years.
Wow. This is crew chief Scott Zipadelli.
He's been around a long time, that guy. And these two have such a special relationship. You guys know when you hit that lightning in a bottle with driver and crew chief and that chemistry, these two have it.
Yeah, it's tough to beat that. He's got everything going for him right now. Really fast trucks. He's driving great races. His pit crew absolutely on fire today.
Corey Heim, day after our last truck race at Atlanta, announced he signed a development deal with 2311. Took pictures with Denny Hamlin when he signed his contract. This kid is certainly going places, and future's bright for him. Oh, Lane Riggs coming back, gets around Stuart Friesen, moves him into 5th.
Well, that's impressive. It was only a few laps ago. He was dead sideways. So.
Yeah, he must have figured out how to calm that car down a little bit.
Corey Heim has 1 win on the season already. That came when Parker Kligerman was disqualified after winning at Daytona, so that handed the win to Corey Heim. Looking to win his 2nd race in 3 starts this year.
That run Lane Riggs just got on the top of 1 and 2. He's the only truck I've seen that far up there. Got a huge run.
White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Corey Heim. The 22-year-old from Marietta, Georgia. He's led the most laps officially tonight, 41 laps. He had to earn it. Passed more than 40 trucks tonight to get to the lead, and he does it. Corey Heim wins at Las Vegas. 13th career win.
Oh, we were pretty tight there at the end. Could have been just for your notes, but nice job, guys. Incredible pit stop. Got me the track position I needed there. Thank you, boys.
I like he just won the race. He's like, yeah, it didn't drive as good as it needed to drive. It drove just fine, just good enough to win.
Yes.
If I was his crew chief, I'd be like, come on, man. I thought it was good enough.
He had to work hard for this one. Passed a lot of trucks. Had a little pit road penalty. Pit crew helped him a lunch. This is what it takes.
I like that he mentioned the pit crew. We saw them celebrating. They knew they were money on those stops tonight. So Corey Heim outlast Grant Enfinger, Tanner Gray with a great finish. Ty Majeski 4th, Lane Riggs 5th. Gotta love the Heim time burnout and the whole celebration. Look at the dice, making this start-finish line so fancy at Las Vegas. 12 different leaders tonight, 21 lead changes, both are track records. He's just blowing it out.
Get all the good out of it.
Well, he earned it tonight.
These fans sat through the freezing weather, the wind, the rain multiple times. And there's the entire crew. This young man is special. Get a beautiful trophy. There he is. What time is it, boys? It's Heim time.
Heim time. He's ready.
Nice job, buddy.
Nice effort all around for this Tricon Garage team.
Thanks, buddy. You too.
They knew. Put aside qualifying. we're going to be good in the race. And they were, but it certainly wasn't easy.
Yeah, it's very clear that they made fantastic decisions at their race shop before they got here.
At all levels.
And it worked out perfectly. They knew exactly how it would play out. They did a very good job thinking this race through.
A lot of adjustments, rule changes coming into this style of race. A lot of guessing, right? A lot of simulation. Did we hit it right? Did we set the truck up right? Is it going to perform like we hope and think it will? And it certainly did tonight. He gets his helmet off. And our Todd Bodine is there with our winner.
Corey Heim, 2 wins in 3 races. What a great start to the season. And tonight you overcome that speeding penalty to go out and just outrun them at the end of the race.
Yeah, no doubt. First of all, our picker did such a good job getting us back out front. I made that mistake in end of stage 1 where I sped on pit road, set us behind, but incredible truck, incredible crew. Huge thank you to Tricon Garage, Toyota, Safe Life for all their everything they do. A little bit speechless right now. I mean, this wasn't exactly what we wanted as far as the weather being cold and whatnot. I feel like we do a lot better when it's hot and greasy and we're sliding around. So kind of mixed emotions going into this race, but clearly it paid off. Just had to do everything I can there. I think all of us were completely wide open at the end. So just did all I can, looking out my mirror, driving out my mirror, and worked out. So just huge thank you to everyone involved. Just such a good feeling to be a part of it, drive these fast trucks.
As a race car driver, I appreciate the communication that you and Scott Zipadelli have and what you guys have put together as this team, and it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, no doubt. Scott's awesome, man. We had a miscommunication last week, and that set us behind, but we were very motivated to come back here and redeem ourselves, and that's what we did. So couldn't be happier about my team, man. These guys worked their butts off and firing on all cylinders right now. Just got to keep it flowing. It's early in the year, so main goal is to win a championship, of course, so just got to stay up top all year.
Congratulations, Corey Heim. Josh?
Grant Enfinger comes home second here in Vegas, charging towards the front in that 3rd stage. Was there anything different you could have done to get around Corey in the end?
I don't know. Maybe if I didn't miss it with the 15 and we got side by side and lost a little bit right there and you know, probably went over our tire limit a little bit right there and hurt us to the end. But man, it's bittersweet. I don't like it when I feel like we had the fastest truck out there. This Champion Power Equipment Chevy was the class of the field at the end of a run, maybe not so much at the beginning of the run, and felt like we had an opportunity there. And I don't know. You asked me if I could do anything different. I don't know, other than clear Tanner a little quicker than what we did. Corey did good. They were a lot better than us in a short run. And, man, Jeff had this thing really strolling on a long run. Our pit crew did an amazing job getting us from 11th to 5th. Then we were in the top 5, then we could race with those guys. So, man, these guys at CR7 Motorsports have worked so hard this offseason. We made a lot of improvements, I feel like, personnel-wise and otherwise, and I think this truck is a testament to it. So thank you, Cody. Thank you, Paps, Granny, everybody that allows us to do this. It's also a big night for us at Champion Power Equipment. Their headquarters are here, had a lot of employees here. Wish we could have got the checkered flag, but we'll have to wait till next week.
Grant Enfinger, top 10 in every race so far this season, Jamie.
And a valiant effort for Grant Enfinger. Well, it was a good night, boys. And in the end, 3.5 hours later, here we are. Corey Heim victorious. Anybody else stand out to you, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, Grant Enfinger, we just talked to him. Really tight battle for the points lead right now. Majeski, Heim, Enfinger, all within 7 points. And every position counts.